Well, welcome back, everybody. Level 5, Tier 2. Back to Emon. Burnt, bruised, battered, but heroes of the day. Fabius with a burnt arm. Smarting, but recovering. You spend some days recuperating afterwards. You stay at Le Vieux Croc, frequenting the brandished iron, particularly Jordan on many of occasion. The young Abigail there really has a lot of attention for you, but you ignore her as much as you can.
Yep.
After a period of time, you start to get itchy feet again, and you decide that perhaps you'll take a visit to Gilmore's Glorious Goods, see if there needs any work. So you wake up one morning. It is late autumn in the Vieux Croc. It's going to cost you, I'm going to say it's going to be 10 GPs for staying in this place for a period of time. Some of your beer is bought for you for free because of grateful residents of the city, but you're still having to pay your way.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. 10 gold pieces gone. How am I feeling? Pretty rough still, I imagine.
So your arm is burnt, and what I'm going to say, if you need to use your right arm, which is what you stuck your dagger in with, for a dexterity check, it's a disadvantage unless somebody can heal it.
All right. And I will have taken that potion I was given by one of the healers as well.
Were you given a potion?
Yeah, afterwards I was given a potion by, I believe it was one of the clerics who said, take this as it will help.
And I think Dax said that to the druid.
Ah, well, fair enough. Well, you know, alcohol's a potion of sorts.
So, but your arm is healing, but it is scarred.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. You stuck it into a furnace, basically.
Yeah.
But
And it paid off, though.
you achieved what you wanted to achieve. So you're at Le Vieux Croc. It is early in the morning. You've had your breakfast. What do you wish to do? The day is yours.
Take a wander to Gilmore's, I suppose. What do you think?
Well, I need to buy myself a new crossbow.
Oh yeah, yours got a bit toasty, didn't it?
A little bit. Plus, I can't remember, what was the name of the armourer who made my spring daggers and your subtlety? Is it subtlety?
Oh, the cane dagger, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Irish Winklestone.
That was yeah, that was it.
I want to head off to her to have my spring daggers silvered.
Oh.
I've heard that it helps against creatures that don't seem to take as much damage as you would expect.
Fair enough.
Okay, so Jordan went his way over to Barash Winklestone's. She is busy forging some more greaves, which are the shin guards, and she sees you come in. She puts down her hammer, she puts down her tongs, and quenches the greaves in a bucket of water. There's soot on her face, and she wipes her brow. Ah, I remember you. You're the man with the daggers, aren't you?
Yes.
You're a friend of Eric's, aren't you?
Possibly, yes. Eric. Don't think the name quite rings a bell, but yes.
What can I do you for?
These spring daggers, brilliant that they are. I was wondering if you could have them silvered.
Silvered?
Yes. I heard that it helps against certain creatures, and in my last expertise where they came in great handy, I think it would have been better if they'd been silvered.
Oh, you were coming across were creatures. Oh, how exciting. Yes. Oh, well, I could do that, but it'll take a while to do that.
Yep, that's fine with me.
And it'll cost 200 pieces of gold.
Yep. I'm happy with that.
Done properly.
Yep. Oh, trust me, these will help save my life in a pinch, so I want it done properly.
Okay. Well, you'll need to take them off.
Yep.
Okay.
Take more.
I'll need them for a couple of days.
Yep.
And it'll be 200 pieces of gold. As you've bought something for me before, I will let you just pay half in advance.
I'll hand over 150
Yeah.
now, saying that the 50's there as a bit of a tip. I'll give the other 100 when I collect.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you're such a nice boy.
Well, these came in handy, so I'm happy to pay.
Well, I'm glad they did. Oh, what have you done to them? They look scorched.
Yes. Particular fire creatures which wouldn't go down easily.
Ah, that was you, was it? Oh, I heard some adventurers were involved at the scar outside of the town. Well done. Well, I will do this for you. I will do this as first after I finish these greaves.
Yep.
And she takes your dagger, your daggers from you, and she puts them down, and she goes back to the greaves that she's making. Is there anything else I can do you for?
Do you sell crossbows, or do you know somewhere that does that's reputable?
I don't do crossbows. No, my affinity is more with just the metal.
Any places you can recommend?
Well, there's a lot of places that sell crossbows. They're used by the arms of Eamon all the time anyway, so a lot of places will do them.
Yep. Okay. I shall bid my adieu, and then I will head off and find myself.
Okay. Before you've even left, you can hear the ka-ching, ka-ching, and she's bashing away at the greaves. And you turn around to watch, and she takes them in her hands, and she starts to mould them in her hands as well. And then ka-ching, ka-ching. So you leave Barash's. There are many areas where you can buy weapons or martial equipment. There is a lot of need for it in the last few years, and easily you find an establishment a block down towards the port, and there is a dark window which is sooted, and a door which is reinforced with iron oak.
Yep.
Just a suggestion, Jordan. Remember that you can only attack once with a crossbow.
You're not there with him, are you?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, that's fine.
And there's in script over the top of the door. What languages do you speak?
Common, Gaelic, Orc, and Undercommon.
Ah, well, there's some strange script on the top, and you recognise it as being in Orc. It's called Brazers. Brazers Weaponcraft.
Yep.
But it's in Orc, so most people wouldn't understand that.
Oh, I shall head in and see if they've
So
got
you open the door. It's very dark inside. You hear movement and activity.
Starting to wish I had done this before my daggers.
So you close the door behind you, and you go, and it's really dark in this place.
Well, I shall peer around and see if I can see anyone.
Make a perception roll, please. With a disadvantage because you're in dim light.
12 total.
12 total.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there are two large humanoids by the counter. It is very dark in here. The windows are sooted. Very little light comes in.
Well, I will call out.
And somebody says to you in Orc, "What do you want?"
I will reply in Orc, fluent Orc. One of your crossbows, if you've got any.
You speak proper tongue. Good. Come here.
What shall I go over?
And you make your way across the shop area, which is relatively small. You can't see, can you?
It's a bit dark, a bit dim.
So you hear this, and a stone is scraped along on a knife, and some tinder is lit, and a lantern is lit, and you see a battle-scarred orc sitting there in front of you, behind a desk, You realise now when you look at it, he's sitting because he has no legs.
Got a bit of a scrape there, I see.
Yes, it was one of you humans who did this to me. What can I do you for? What do you want?
What crossbows do you have?
And there's another orc in there as well saying, all right, Blazer, I'll leave you to this pink skin. And he walks out.
Yeah, I'll ask him about what crossbows they have.
Crossbows.
Yes.
Right. And he points to a wall behind you where there are a number of well-made but rudimentary crossbows lining the wall. There are heavy crossbows and light crossbows. There's 2 of each.
Yeah. I'm after one of the light ones. That's just a bit easier to use for me. How well do they appear made overall?
Make an intelligence roll, please.
7. Not good.
7. You're not sure. They're quite. It looks very crude. But what you do know, because you do understand orcs, is their equipment is often crude but very sturdy. But you don't know about this crossbow. He says, "Yeah, that one. That's a good one."
How good is good? Normally reflected in the price.
Give it to me.
I hand it over, obviously.
Okay. So he picks up the crossbow, which you handed to him. He cocks it. He just pulls the string back. You can see the biceps in his arms straining as he does so. He puts in a bolt. Hold this. And he gives you a mug of water. Do you take it?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm hoping that I won't end up legless, but...
Okay. He picks up the crossbow straight away. And this is where I'll do my first roll of the night.
This is how I'm going to end up legless.
And he the crossbow bolt goes right through the mug, and your hand gets covered in water. Yeah, it works.
And how much?
15 gold pieces.
Deal.
Okay, could you just make an insight roll for me, please?
Natural 20. Probably mine.
He looks slightly shocked that you've agreed to that, but the deal is done, and he shakes your hand. Right, here you go. It bode me well in the past. If it wasn't for that crossbow, I wouldn't be here now. And he gives you the crossbow, and you know he's sort of telling you a bit of a yarn, and you give him 15 gold pieces.
Yeah. Brilliant. I will say thank you, greenskins, and off I go. Assuming orcs are green-skinned.
Word of advice.
Yes.
Enough said. And he spits on the floor, and you walk out.
Yep.
Okay, so you have a light crossbow, crude but well made.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Okay.
As long as it serves a purpose.
So, Womble, what are you doing?
Womble is in a distant land of material goods and technological wonders, trying to do some disaster recovery. There's an evil entity called Abode that has annoyed him.
There's what, sorry?
There's an evil entity named Abode that has annoyed him, so he is dreaming of destroying it. So he's kind of out of the picture at the moment.
Okay. And what about his outfit? Is he happy with his singed outfit, or does he want a new one?
How many days has it been so far? Is it the day after, or is it immediately after, or what? Because
this is probably about it's the week afterwards.
Okay, yeah. No, well, Bumble doesn't really notice these things too much. So until people start kind of giving him different looks, then he won't really pay much attention. to
Okay.
what they're saying.
So he's basically, is he going to clean himself up at all? So he's covered in soot. Is he going to clean?
Yeah,
himself
he would have ran around when it's raining and kind of chilled out a little bit, you know.
Okay.
Put on some salves.
And he tries his best to mend the clothes that he's wearing using prestidigitation. There are a number of scorch marks which will not come out though, but he still looks much more presentable than he did before. His hair is a little bit all over the place. Gino would not be impressed. His beard has been burnt again and has got slightly shorter.
Oh no.
Fabius, what are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be doing two things. Firstly, my clothes have all been burned to absolute rags at this point, so I am going to buy myself a set of fine clothes.
Okay.
Preferably one with a half cape, which I can cover my injured arm up with.
Okay, well you can get what you're looking for, fine clothes.
I am looking for something quite fancy now.
Okay, so you can go to the more salubrious parts of town, and there are a number of establishments which sell high class clothes. Some of
Which one has the fanciest sign?
Well, you're starting to get into Gino's territory.
I'm going to
trying to avoid that area.
I'm going to be brave. I'm going to enter the territory, but I'm going to be stealthily moving around to avoid contact.
Okay. Well, the one which is really that has the biggest frontage is an establishment called Dagger Basher's. Dagger Basher's Hosiery.
Oh, I like the name. I'm going there.
Okay. It is an large open space. There are windows on the front which are letting all the light in. There are racks of clothes in here, and there is a young lady who is a shop assistant, floor assistant, comes up to you and says, I think, sir, I think you may be in the wrong place.
Oh no.
High class establishment.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There was a fire outside town and my clothes got burned, and this place comes recommended to me.
It's probably outside of your price range.
Oh, I mean, I've just got paid. I can pay.
Okay, well, what sort of what sort of style are you after?
I want something loose fitting.
You see at the back there is there's a rotund lady at the back with grey hair, which is tied into a tight bun. She's just watching what's happening here.
Well, as you can see, and I'll sort of lift my arm up a bit. I took a bit of a injury last job I was doing for the city, and people keep staring at it. It's very off-putting. So something loose-fitting with maybe a cape or something I can put the arm underneath when I'm walking.
Well, you can't. Well, you can wear a cape, but the rest of your clothes look awful.
Oh, I mean, they're just clothes. I can get rid of them afterwards. A whole redesign of my wardrobe.
Oh, you after a redesign, are you?
Yes, is that the right word?
What sort of budget are you looking at?
I mean, I've got, say, 100 gold pieces to work with.
Darla, you need it round the back.
Is that enough? I've got more if you need it.
And this old lady with the bun waddles over to you, rolls of fat coming down here. She's got a bit of a lady moustache, and Darla is sent round to the back. Oh, sir, I'm Dagger Basher. Welcome to our establishment. Did you say you had 100 pieces of gold?
Is that enough? I've got more if you need it.
Oh, really? Well, let's see what we can do for you. And she looks round. So, well, what sort of things are you after?
Well, something loose-fitting. It's getting warmer outside, so something nice and easy to move in. But
it's actually getting colder. It's winter soon.
Can I get something which is loose-fitting but keeps the warmth in?
Well, let's have a look. So you want winter clothing but loose-fitting, yes?
Yeah.
And stylish, of course.
Oh, yes,
Do you
yes.
like buttons?
I love buttons.
Do you like braids?
Yes, I love braids.
Oh, well, this is the latest fashion. The buttons are the latest fashion. Come with me. And you assume you're relatively cleaned up.
I am clean except for my clothes.
Okay. Well, I think before you come any closer, I think we need to do something about those clothes that you're wearing. Do you want to? I'll tell you. I'll give you. And she gets a sort of sackcloth robe to give you. Get rid of this.
Is there? Have you got a private area?
Oh yes. And there's a curtained area at the back of the shop.
I will take my ragged clothes off and put on the potato sack.
Okay, so it's actually quite comfortable, and the clothes, you look down and the clothes have just vanished, and before you know it, they're out on the street. Right. Okay. So let's have a look. What do you want to tell you? And she spends the best part of 2 hours fitting you with the sort of clothing you would like, with a cape. It's a lot of buttons. This is the fashion of the moment. Any particular other style you want? You want it loose fitting?
Can I get a cravat?
Oh, cravat! Oh, of course. This is a little bit last season, but it's still worn by the fashionable. So you get this frilly cravat. You have a purple top. Yeah. Do you want it more utilitarian, or this is to go to high fashion balls? I don't think I've seen you at our high fashion events, at the big events in town, have I?
No, I keep a low profile.
Well, if you're going to wear fantastic clothes, you should keep a high profile.
What is it possible to have high profile on the inside, but normal on the outside? And if I want to get away from overbearing people, I can just swap them over?
Well, that's what servants and men at arms are for. It would ruin the cut of the cloth if one did that.
I'm happy to pay.
She's bustling around you, and she's prodding you here and pinching you here, pulling the drawers in a little bit, and you've got a very. And she goes, "Ooh, blimey! Oh, what are you wearing underneath?" And because you've still got Ariane Wen's armor on.
Yes.
And she says, "Oh, well, that's very interesting. Are you going to be wearing that too?"
Yes, it's very useful for not dying.
Yes, well, she looks a little bit unsure about herself now. Are you one of these adventuring sorts of people?
In my spare time.
Ooh. Well, I have a wonderful wardrobe over here, and she takes you to another part of the shop, which is, and they've got large, voluminous cloaks with gold braid and diamonds on them, pearls. Well, I know you adventurous type have a lot of money, and you need to carry it with you. So I could sell you some of this stuff, but it's a little bit more expensive.
Ooh, do you have any long jackets with lots of pockets?
Let me have a look. That was a fashion a few years ago. I think we sold mostly out. Let me have a look. And she, Dahlia, have we got the only old jacketed, the pocket jackets left? And she goes, Dada Basha, I don't know, I'll have a look. And she comes back. We have one left.
Oh, I'll take it.
Okay, so it is. She says, "Oh, really? Which is not really the fashion."
Oh, that's okay. I will make it a fashion, maybe.
Oh, I like this. I like the cut of you. And this is a again another purple top jerkin, and it has voluminous sleeves, and sewn into the sleeves and into the jacket. There are numerous areas to put things.
Oh, that's perfect.
There was I don't know if you remember the Vogue a few years ago for people to be amateur magicians and pull out rabbits out of the air and handkerchiefs out of their sleeves. Well, this top helps people do that.
Perfect.
Do you want a cloak as well?
Ooh, a cloak and a jacket. Would that not be too much?
Oh, well, I could do both for 200 gold pieces.
How much for just the jacket?
And she looks a bit crestfallen. I could do that for 150.
That seems fair to me.
Okay. and there are pearls sewn into it. They're only small pearls, but probably about, looking at using your appraisal eye, you can see it's probably about 50 gold pieces worth of gems sewn into this. Pearls and small rubies and what have you. And there's multiple pockets here which you can use to store things.
Wonderful.
Oh, is there anything else I can get you? What about some shoes?
Ooh, comfortable. I'm more practical than fancy.
Okay, well, we don't really do comfortable. We do fancy and high fashion. Say that jacket is very, very 5 years ago, but I know you're adventurers. You do your own strange thing.
Oh, definitely. I'm not even the strangest one.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I'd like to meet some of your others. Anyway, that's 150 gold pieces, please.
Here you go, and yeah, I'll recommend my friends.
So you take out a big sack of coins. She counts them out. She says, "Oh, because 150 gold pieces is basically, you could almost buy a house for that."
Yeah, I know.
It is a 6-month salary for an artisan. And she takes the money and puts it in this container. You can see this tube system here, and she screws the top of this tube, puts it in, and then she puts it into this small, like a scroll case, and then puts in this tube system, and off it goes.
Ooh, interesting.
Fantastic. Well done, sir. Well, you look very, very spectacular now, but you do need some trousers.
Oh, yes. That's an important part, isn't it?
I tell you what, I'll give these for free, and she gives you some tight black legging trousers which go with the jacket for free.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Yes, you do look wonderful. I tell you, a cloak would really suit that off.
Do you think you could get one which could cover my injured arm up a bit? Maybe off the shoulder cloak.
Well, we could do a cheap one of 10 gold pieces. But I would prefer the ensemble, but I understand that. And can I give you a word from somebody who knows these things? You probably need to get a haircut. G knows he's very good, you know.
Oh, really? Well, I'll have to check him out.
Fantastic. Tell her that Dagobasha sent you.
Okay.
Okay, so you make your way out.
Suddenly, scorching rays seem to fire through the window as Womble's firing them down the street.
Only I can look fancy, Fabius.
I know. I like to imagine it's a bit like a homeless man has now just been given all these fancy clothes. So everything from the neck down looks amazing. You've just got this shaggy, untamed hair and beard.
Which is slightly scorched and a little bit lopsided.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. I'm gonna make my way back to the Laughing Lamia.
Laughing
Recover.
Lamia. Okay, you go back to the Laughing Lamia. It is middle of the day. It is relatively quiet. As you know, this is a large establishment set on 4 floors. Rosie using this as one of her base operations. There's a lot of little the side rooms, ante rooms around the side, and you get in there, and there's not many people in the establishment at that time.
I'm just going to quickly ask Rosie if there's anywhere I can get a reasonable haircut from someone who won't slit my throat open.
Well, so you're going to Rosie and asking her that?
Yep.
You have come here and asked me about getting a haircut.
Yeah, you know everything, Rosie, so of course I'd come to you.
Rolls her eyes.
There'll be a drink in it for you.
Okay, look, do you want me to do it for you?
Go on.
Okay, so Rosie, she's a halfling. She's very small. She says, okay, let me have a look. What sort of style do you want?
You know what? Improvise. You know what looks good,
Okay.
Rosie. You're very stylish.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we'll need to go into one of the bathroom areas to do this because I need some water. And so she takes you upstairs, and she's getting some sort of nodded looks from some of the patrons there. And she takes you in and says, look, I don't normally do this for people, but I heard the problems you had with Alexis. Has he found you since?
He has. let's just say it's been difficult, but
We've lost track of him. We don't know where he is.
oh, that's not what I wanted to hear. Well, can I ask you, if you want to find out what's happened to him, where was he last seen? If you know.
What's your honor rating?
My honor rating, hold on a sec, is I've got 60 points, so it says 25.
Okay, well, your honor rating is 25. Okay, well, actually, you have done quite a lot for the class, but we will do this for you. As a personal favour, I will give you a new haircut. And she pushes you down, gets some water, and lavers up your hair to wash it, and then puts this really thick lava on, and she gets her daggers out. And she gets out and she puts a prick of it in your neck and says, "I can't believe you trust me."
Hey, I mean, I've almost died once this month. What's the chances it's going to happen twice?
Good point. And she starts to scrape your head.
Oh, nice.
So there's no mirror there, so you can't see what she's done. And then she washes your hair down. And she looks at you and goes, "Yeah, yeah." And then she puts some more a dark liquid on your hair, and then rinses it off. In the bowl, it looks it's like a dark purple colour. And she says, "There we go, all done. And that's a favour you owe me."
Oh, fair enough.
And she gets a mirror out and puts it in front of you, and what she's giving you is a purple mohawk.
Nice. I'll tell you what, Rosie, it's
It
good.
goes with your purple with the jacket and trousers. It actually looks quite fetching, but you can see there's the scars on you sort of take away from the majesty of this look, and you look more like a punk.
I'll tell you what.
Now you look like a true member of the Clasp.
Indeed, Rosie.
And she goes downstairs laughing.
Just going to take a minute to admire in the mirror and say, Christ, next person I sneak up onto, I'm not going to need to stab them and I'll have a heart attack. Looks pretty good, though.
Not one nick of blood with a haircut.
I know, it's impressive. Nice. Well, with my new look, I am going to make my way back to the Vieux Croc.
Okay. So you go back to the Villa Croc. I did say to Davey that we would faff for an hour, and he said, "Is that all?" So good faffing. He hasn't joined us yet. Okay, so you go back to the Villa Croc, and everybody's there, and you now feel that you may wish to start looking at other things to do. On your way back, what you've all seen as you have been doing your own thing is you see on notice boards around the town. Can you see something that's just come up?
Not yet.
No.
Nope. Nope.
Okay. Go into the journal area.
Invitation.
Invitation.
Ooh.
And you see this. There's one up outside the Vieux Croc, but they have seen these around all over the place. So the Academy of Magic formally calls to any who seek to help Emon reach new heights and have a desire to protect our home. We seek adventurous souls who are skilled in the magical arts or otherwise endowed with an aptitude for dungeon delving. Please seek Merrick at the Academy for more details. Gold will be paid to those qualified and interested once the proper assessments have been completed and all contracts agreed upon. And then there's underneath this, there is a directions to the Academy, which is the Magical Academy, which you have walked past a few times, and there is a wax seal which has got a slight sparkle to it. So you see this outside the Via Croc. There's a few other people standing around it, discussing it as you look at it.
What do you think? We should go and see him? Hello?
We can do. I'm not particularly magically inclined, but if they
Yeah,
want some
well,
damage.
Womble, wasn't that guy particularly interested in talking to you about?
Yeah, but that was the kind of philosophical or philosophical though. That was this Academy of Magic. It sounds like a bit of a cop out. I do remember some street peasants speaking about this though, like
Oh, really?
talking about it. Yeah, or some young lad talking about something around this. We can have a look if you want, Dak. Being the two only magically inclined people.
The new yellow and purple man appears at the door.
Womble just laughs.
What? What happened to you?
I wanted a new look. It's not very often you can.
You wanted that.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh, Fabius.
I almost died. I think it's time for a change.
Yeah, well, are you having a midlife crisis?
a near-death crisis. Yeah.
I think it's a post-death crisis.
Oh yeah, good point.
Okay. You know what? It's fine. I just can't wait to see you try and be stealthy with that.
Yeah, you can laugh, but I think it looks rather cool.
No, don't get me wrong, Fabius. I'm laughing because
it
it's
looks
a
great.
shock. I laugh when I'm nervous.
Anyway, besides, purple's a dark colour. It blends
Can you
in.
make a perception roll, please, Fabius?
Yes, I can. That is a 25.
Well, you see Marshall, who is the innkeep here, who has the rat he talks to. He's talking to his rat again, and he's looking at you, and you can see he's smirking a bit.
I don't care.
Can Womble minor illusion 2 extra mohawks inside of his head?
So, Fabius, you're sitting there talking to the others, and unbeknownst to you, you've got 2 extra purple stripes of hair. But when you talk and you move your head, they just stay there.
Womble's just rolling on the floor laughing. He's lost it a little bit more.
Hey, I mean, a couple more minutes of that, and I'll start being upset.
Oh no. I'm sorry, Fabius.
No, you're not.
Feelings. I know. I have no empathy for other people.
Hey, that's all right. If everyone acts like this, it's going to make it a lot easier to stab them in the chest.
See, I laugh when I'm nervous. Fabius is scary.
Oh, by the way, guys, I found this on the way here. I'll put down my invitation. I mean, I don't do the whole magic stuff, but they say they're paying gold for adventurers, and I like gold. So, and you wanted to do magic stuff, didn't you, Womble?
I did, but I don't know who this magic place is. I remember the Arcana Philosophical with Magus Wiles. He was pretty forceful in his invitation, right? You know, it's like I couldn't say no.
Yeah, no, I don't like those personalities. I just had to spend about 3 hours with one.
Well, yeah. Well,
Is that how you ended up with the purple?
It might have been, but that's not important right now.
I don't know. It feels increasingly important.
Fabius, you need to give us the epic tale of this one day.
We need a recount of that at some point.
Hey, I thought you'd be grateful, Dak. At least people won't be looking at the horns anymore.
This is true, but at least they're black.
Black's boring. Every cunning rogue out there wears black. Maybe I want a bit of brand recognition or
I tell you what,
something like that.
If you could show me an instance where having purple streaks of hair becomes incredibly useful, I'll find a way to tint the colour of my horns.
I can help you with that, Dak.
Oh, I can do.
Not right now. No,
Are you
I
sure?
need a solid reason to do that.
We should get a sample, Fabius.
Oh, you want to see a rogue who's good in purple? You just stick with me. You'll see it.
Oh, I'm excited. By the way,
Okay.
Dak, I just remembered. We've got these two weird pearls, right? You know, one's like a sapphire.
Oh
and
yeah,
the other
I
one
kind
is
of forgot
like
about them. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess DM over the course of time we would have had a chance to understand what these are and what the differences are between them.
Okay, so in the little mahogany box you had, you were given a pearl, which who kept the pearl?
I think they were both handed over to me.
So you
Yeah, I
kept
think
them
you've
both,
got them. Yeah.
Okay, so one is a pearl of power, and one is basically a sapphire, but is the same as a pearl of power. So the sapphire came from the actual the remnants of the scar, and the other pearl of power was one given to you by
Mage
Magus
Swiles
Wiles.
as a bribe.
Two pearls of power.
Do you want one, Dak? Please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Pick whichever.
Well, I'll take the blue one then, I guess.
Blue one. Maybe we should give it to Fabius because blue and purple they kind of you can kind of rock it out as an extra kind of bit of jewelry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll take it. Be great use for all those spells I cast.
So you would need to attune to it.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so you have plenty of time to do that. And what a pearl of power does is once per day you can activate it as an action, and you can claim back up to a 3rd level spell slot. If you claim a spell slot above that, you only get a 3rd level. So if you claim a 4th level spell slot back, you get an extra 3rd.
Cool.
So it's very useful.
That's amazing. Also, as well, before we go, guys, can we just quickly stop at Gilmore's? I want to see if you can get any more scrolls because they were really helpful.
Yeah, I'm happy to stop at Gilmore's.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you going to get? Are you going to go to Gilmore's?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe after getting a bit of recognition, we can get some more stuff now.
Okay. So you go up to Gilmore's Glorious Goods, and Sherry is there. Gilmore is nowhere to be seen, and she is there behind the desk. She is just as you're coming in. There is a group of other adventurers leaving, and there's been more and more adventurers around the city, and they are being encouraged to help protect this area. And she comes on and she sees you and she looks at Jordan and goes, "Oh, hello! Well, welcome back." And she's got her half moon glasses on and she looks over the top at you. And there's a little chain now around in the back. She's wearing a purple robe, yellow sash, and she looks at Fabrice and goes, "I like the colour."
So do we.
Not so sure about the hairdo, but I like the colour.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's wonderful to see you all again. Anyway, I have potentially some interesting opportunities for work, and I think there may be a job or two for you. I don't know if you've seen the Pansophical Arcana of Pansophical is looking for adventuring groups. There's some sort of entry exam, but I'm sure you've proven able so far, so I'm sure you could do it. And she points on the front of the Gilmore's Glorious Goods, and you see there on a notice board, you can see the same invitation that Fabius took.
Oh. Why have they got two names?
What has two names?
Well, in this clearly defined document that we have, they're called the Academy of Magic.
Well, the Academy of Magic is where people are trained in the arcane arts. Yes. I've spent some time there.
It's the age showing, you see. I'm just, it's catching up with me. After saving the city heroically,
So
if
you are a member of the Arcana Pansophical now, so you would know that the Academy of Magic is where new recruits are trained to try and keep people on the straight and narrow. One of the things that has been brought in from the Arcana Pansophical is there is a real resistance against necromancy. There have been a few issues in the past which you don't know about, but you have heard about them. And so the Academy is to try and teach people how to use magic properly, sensibly, and with some forethought, and to steer people away from the arts that they don't want, the area doesn't want people using, which is necromancy. And if they are going to do that, they're going to be doing it under very strict control.
Cool.
It's a bit like Hogwarts.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah. Skyrim Magic of Guild.
So, do you think that'll be something you'll be interested in doing? Oh, Mr. Womble, it'll be right up your street.
Well, I am an official member. I was asked to join by Magus Wiles. I've got good connections, you see. Yes. I don't know. This is not my decision. It's a group decision. Yes. But I think that's not what we're here for right now. I think we've come to do a bit of perusing, if that's okay, Sherry.
Okay. Well, I think you'll do well. It is a new thing that's been done by this Merrick, who's a mage. He has put this, it's almost like a test together to see if people have what it takes to become adventurers that the city will hire. Because we don't want to send people off to be cannon fodder, you see. We've had a few parties who've come in here who've tried this, and no one's actually succeeded yet.
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah,
I'm liking the sound of this.
How many parties have saved this bloody city from a giant flaming field thing?
1, 2, 3, 4, and survived.
Yes.
2.
Oh, there we go.
Inside checker.
One group called Vox Machina, and I don't. What is your name of your group?
Hey, we're Waffle House.
Waffle House. Well, the Waffle Houses. Oh well, that's very. I like that. The Waffle Houses. You'll have to write it down for me one day. So the Waffle Houses. Yes. Well, you've done it too, and there's a little bit of fame that goes along with that. Anyway, what is there anything I can do you for whilst you're here?
Sherry, my dear, I am looking. I want to kind of peruse through the your scroll chest again. If that is at all possible.
Certainly.
Unless you've got any, I've got about 800 gold roughly, maybe 1,000 gold on me. Is there any magical trinkets of any sorts you've got on sale for good old Wumble?
Well, we have some scrolls. Yeah. Well, and she can't actually magic this great big trunk up, so she goes along to it, and it says, "Do you want to come with me and have a look?" And so she opens up this great big trunk, and inside it looks bigger than from the outside. And she goes, "Well, here we got some scrolls. What particular are you interested in?"
Well, the last time I was here, I got 2 detect magic scrolls. I'm looking. I've already used one, so I'm looking if I can get another one, and a fireball scroll as well. That would be awesome.
Fireball scroll.
Yeah, I want to blow some shit up, Sherry. Like, look at me, look at my eyes. I want to blow people up.
Are you sure we should be letting you loose with these?
Totally. Yeah, 100%. I am 100% guaranteed official member of the Arcana.
She pulls out a scroll which is old and dusty. Do you have a scroll case?
No, but Sherry, I am interested in buying one because I am now collecting scrolls.
Okay, so she gives you it says this is a scroll of detect magic, which is basically old and dusty, a slight stale smell to it, like libraries. And then she gets up another scroll, and as she picks it up, you can see it's almost like fizzling. And she says, "Hold it a second," and she goes and puts some gloves on, and she takes out this scroll, which is warm. It is a scroll of fireball. Now, be very careful with this. And she takes it back. She looks at who of you outside of Womble has the highest charisma?
-1, baby.
+1 for me.
-1.
So none of you. Okay, so she looks at where's the dragon? Where's the dragonborn? Oh, he must be around.
My husband, you mean?
Yes.
He's out at the moment. I think he's tending to his scales or something. I tell you what, because you look very hesitant to give that to me. So
Yes, well, I'm not so sure.
why don't we make a deal?
I'm not sure I really trust you because you're a bit unstable, you are, aren't you?
Well, I have been told I'm a little bit unstable, but I don't believe it. It's fake news. Why didn't you do me a favor and perhaps maybe put it in a scroll case for me and put it as part of the deal? Maybe?
Okay, look, I'll do that. So she gets a scroll case. It's just a plain leather scroll case, and she puts the fireball scroll in there. And do you want the other one in there as well?
If it goes in there, sure. Do you have the scroll case? Sorry, that's a word and a half. That is.
That was a Freudian slip if I've ever heard one.
I've done warlock games which are tongue twisters all day. Is there any kind of magical ones with any sort of additional benefits that that's kind of going? I wouldn't say cheaply, but at a good discounted price.
Well, we have this one over here, which is 1,500 pieces of gold.
Unfortunately,
which has a arcane charm on it, which means that it is resistant to being burnt and incinerated.
It's out of my price range, unfortunately.
Okay. So what else? We got some. We got some other scrolls. We got some. I've got a scroll of fairy fire. I can give you cheaper.
I tell you what, that sounds really helpful actually. So how much?
Catnap?
Nah. How does the scroll case, fireball, detect magic, and fairy fire sound as a deal? How much would that be altogether?
That would be 500, 600, 700 gold pieces, and I'll give you the scroll case for free.
You are an absolute darling.
We have healing potions as well. I know you're going to ask me for healing potions. We have some of those too.
Can I get a small healing potion as well for 25 gold on top? Just as we are patriots, we've come back here. We spent a lot of money before.
I think we know everybody comes back for our healing potions, but they're on high demand at the moment. You see those people that just left? Well, they had a load of them too. But if only only one each, I can give you a healing potion for 50 gold pieces.
I'll take one of those as well, please, Sherry. And maybe
some other potions. I've got potions of greater healing. I have a potion of climbing, so you can climb cliffs. And we have a potion of frost giant strength. And this is one of my favourites. And she gets this out, and she gets out this bottle, which is like it's the size of a pint bottle, and it's clear, and it's blue liquid. And inside, if you look closely, you can see floating in there almost like a very large toenail.
Ooh, it's disgusting, Sherry.
This will make you very, very, very strong.
Ooh. Oh, thank you. Just the fairy fire scroll case and fireball and the detect magic and a small healing potion altogether.
750 gold pieces then, please.
Oh, can I just get 5 gold knocked off? Just for the sake of love?
Well, you can borrow it from your friends. I'm sure they love you.
No, it's okay. I'll do 750. You got to admire. At least I tried, Sherry.
Make a persuasion roll.
Please be good. Which one do I use? Skill check. Sugar. Skill check. Persuasion. There we go. That one. Ooh, it's a 20.
Go on then. I'll give you 5 gold pieces off.
Sherry, you're my favourite person today. Thank you. So,
you charmer.
Thank you, Sherry.
Does anybody else want anything?
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question, if I may. By any chance, would you have a scroll that would enable one of us to bring another one back from the dead?
What sort of thing are you particularly looking at?
So in a most recent encounter, one of us unfortunately died and was subsequently brought back thanks to a druid.
Horrible.
Yeah, and I was kind of hoping we might be able to do that again if we end up in that situation.
Well, we could. Let me have a look. And she goes back into the chest, and she's going in, and she starts to rummage deeper and deeper, and almost her legs are almost up in the air. And she comes up and says, "Well, I've got this. but you will need some understanding how to use this. I don't. Can you use this sort of this sort of magic?
I'm proficient in anything involving the arcane. Yes.
Well, I don't. I'm not sure this would work for you. And so she has this scroll out, and it's got this green tinge to it, and it's very, very old, and there's a slight bit of mold in it. I gather this really is only readable and usable by people who are of the clerical persuasion and those who are God's warriors.
Ah, I see. Mm-hmm.
So you need to be a cleric or a paladin to do Revivify.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, it was
I
worth
swear we
an
knew a
ask.
paladin once.
Sorry?
I swear we knew a paladin once.
Do we?
It's your first character, Chris, when I joined. That was a paladin, wasn't it?
Yeah, when we were doing Tomb Annihilation, you were playing a paladin.
Oh, of course. Yeah, you were. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant in this game. Sorry. Yeah.
No, that was a hand joke.
Yeah. Sorry. No, that went completely over my head. I was lost in thought.
Better pigeon comes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. No, well, that's fine. Okay, it was worth an ask.
So I can give you other scrolls. I can give you scrolls up to your third tier.
I'm not sure exactly what that would entail.
You give me money.
Third level spells.
Yeah.
Third levels.
Yeah, but what specifically?
Well, we will see what you have. What are you after?
Well, to be honest, that was
We've got some curing scrolls. We've got some, as I said, the potions that you hope I talked to your friend about.
yes. I wouldn't mind taking one of those as well. Thank you for reminding me.
What healing potion?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. We have a potion of greater healing, and we have a scroll of which helps you heal wounds. So there's one level 2 cure wounds spell.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, I would like the healing potion and the cure wounds scroll then as well, please.
So they're just the standard healing potion.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so you have a scroll of cure wounds level 2, which is 250 gold pieces,
Okay.
and that will heal 2d8 plus 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
And you have a potion of basic potion of healing, which is 50 gold pieces. So it's 300 gold pieces, please.
Okay. Yeah. Would you take 275 by any chance?
You've just done this with your colleague. No.
Well, it was worth a go. Okay, fine.
Yes. You're not very good at this, are you?
No, definitely not.
No. Okay. And you, Mr. Jordan.
I'll hand over 50 gold pieces and just say, can I have a healing potion?
Don't you want to try and talk to me about other things?
I think I'm okay for the time being, but there probably will be other things in the future.
Okay, make an
If
insight.
I think of anything, I'll call over an insight. 11 total.
Okay, so you don't notice that she looks disappointed. Okay. Okay, and she just gives you a healing potion, a basic healing potion. It's 50 gold pieces.
Yep.
We can give you scrolls too. You can read some scrolls, can you not?
I think I can, but they're single use, and my funds don't permit me to scribble away money on single use items.
Okay, fair enough.
Jordan, I've got some funds left. I don't spend anything. I'm not really a big spender. If you want to buy one, I've got about 400 gold left. Trying to hide the price from Sherry. If you want to buy anything.
Well, the only one that would interest me would be dark vision, and I sort of learned that ability in now time off after defeating the fire people. So I think I'm okay for the time being. I may think of one later on though, so you never know.
Okay, and Fabius, are you after anything?
Yes. Hello, Sherry. How much was that potion of strength again?
The potion of Fostrance, and she picks it up, and there's a slight glow to the blue light. This is 1,000 gold pieces.
I can afford that. Stuff it. We're not spending our money on anything else. I will take that and a potion of healing.
A basic potion of healing?
How much is a greater?
500.
then I can afford both, and that's all my money though.
Fabius, I'll chip in with that for you.
Oh no,
I'll
I can. Don't worry about it. I can entirely afford it. I will pay 1,500 for
Okay,
both
so you
of
have a
them.
potion of Frost Giant Strength, which gives you strength of 23 for an hour,
Nice.
and you have a potion of basic potion of healing. Greater healing, which is 500 gold pieces.
Thank you. There we go. Thank you, Sherry. See, guys, it's that easy. You ask for something and give money.
Yeah, but we want to save money though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do we though? I've saved a lot of money just recently, and when Fabius died, it didn't help at all. So I don't think saving's that useful.
Yeah, well, if you come from a homeless background, money's important.
I'm just saying, take it for someone who's been dead. You can't take it with you.
Can you not?
No,
Really?
no,
Oh,
they can't. There's a guy with a creepy mask, and he takes it from you before you can go across.
shit. Sorry, guys. I don't swear that often, but damn. I was hoarding that money somewhere else.
That's right. If you have a leak on you, though, he'll just let you past.
A leak.
Yeah.
Sherry, do you sell any leaks?
Leeks? We don't, but there is a market stall down the way that sells leeks.
Can you enchant it so it doesn't decompose?
We don't have any leeks. I don't have any leeks here.
But if I buy one, can I bring it back and you can enchant it so it doesn't
I
decompose?
can't do that. I'm sure Gilmore can do that, but it would be quite expensive.
How much is it expensive?
And how long would you want it to be
Permanently.
Keep it for?
Permanently. Fabius, does it have to be
Permanently? Well, anything permanent because the strongest levels of magics that exist.
Oh, okay. Let me
a long time.
Let me try what this out. Fabius, did he say it had to be a real leek, or could it be like a leek made of gold?
No, he was very specific. It had to be a real leak. Living matter, it's all that fun death
Okay,
stuff.
Fabius, could you just make a deception roll, please?
I'm surprised
Fabius, could you resist that with an insight roll?
Okay.
It's all getting a little far-fetched. Wink, wink.
That's a 10.
What am I doing? Insight.
Yeah.
That's a 4.
Well, you think you're going to need a leak. If you die, you're going to need a leak.
Do you have any really big capacity bags, Sherry?
What? Sorry?
Any big capacity bags that can hold a lot of things?
A lot of things.
I like a lot of things. Specifically leaks.
Well, I've got and she has a mundane sack. Well, there's a sack here. That's 2 copper pieces. It's basically it's just a large reinforced cloth bag. Swag bag, basically.
Is there anything magically enchanted that because I feel like I'm gonna have to go buy all the leeks after that last fight. If I'm gonna die and I don't have a leek, then I'm screwed.
It just means you don't get to take your money with you.
Yeah, but I need to take my money with me.
Suit yourself.
Why don't you get a pot and grow a leek?
But it'll die. I need loads of them. Actually, that's a great idea. Oh my god, you're a genius.
Yep. Plants
Don't worry
is my
about it.
shit.
Don't worry about it.
As you are faffing around, another group of adventurers come in. This is a group of dwarves. Hello, Sherry. Yeah. And they can see them put a great big bag of gold on the counter. It's about head height. And she says, Davin, you want your usual? Yeah, just give it the usual. And she gives them just a whole range of healing potions. And they swipe them down and they just run off. Right. And they're in and out. Are you guys finished?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you make your way out of Gilmore's Glorious Goods. The area you want to go to is the central district, which is here. I'll take Prince Ali off because you don't want him.
Oh no! That is definitely not the truth. We want Prince Ali.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get Prince Ali back then. Where is he? He's up here. Now, can just somebody just say, can anybody see that?
Yes, I can. That's very cool. There we go. Well, that's Fabius dead for a second time due to this strange wizard from a far off land.
Yeah. And what about? Um,
Even got special effects now.
got toys to play with. Okay, so you make your way to the building, which is the Magical Academy. It sits in the middle of the central district. Now, you've actually not spent too much time in this area, really, apart from Dak, who has spent a lot of time at the Azalea Street Park, which is the way you've communed with the Earth Mother. This part of town, as you know, there are a lot of canals here. It's a little bit like Amsterdam. There's many canals that wend their way and weave their way between the buildings, which are used for a thoroughfare for many people as well. On top of this, they've got the streets and the alleys and the lanes.
I've heard there might be some good cafes there.
There are some wonderful cafes there. And actually, as you walk down, Fabius, actually, could you make an intelligence roll, please, with proficiency?
With proficiency, that is a 22.
22. Well, as you're walking down, you do smell various medicinal herbs in the air as you walk past some of the cafes. Because I didn't realise you have herbalism skills, so you can identify these things. And you get to this large building, which is made of marble on the outside. There are carvings of mystical creatures and arcane sigils that adorn the doors to incredible level of detail. The marbling brickwork is seamless, as expected of a building. This has been built by magicians. This isn't being built by simple toolsmen. And there's great intellect and great precision in the placing of these stones. Above the archways to the main door, you see a sphinx which looms over an open book. You go to this large front door. There is a glowing sigil displayed on the door with words written in a language. And it's interesting, when you look at this, you can all understand this, and it looks like it's in common, but it may be in Orc. It can be in anything. As you read it, you can translate it into, it reads as any language, but you can identify it. And it says, please, so it says, place hand here for entry. And you can see this is a hand shape on the door, which is glowing slightly.
Fair enough.
There are people going around. There are some students going around. Actually, some are quite young, some are quite old. The youngsters are generally wearing white robes, and there are people in grey robes bustling around. It feels a little bit almost like a university structure.
I think we're supposed to put our hands there.
Womble will put his hands there.
So Womble's gonna do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you put your hand on there, you feel a tiny pulse from the door. Then they can all hear a deep tolling of a bell within the walls. Dong, dong. And again, Womble feels a strange sensation, a slight anxiety, a slight apprehension, but a slight exhilaration hearing a bell. After a few moments, the door opens. And it is a creak open, and you see a middle-aged man standing there, a bit haggard, wearing a grey robe.
God, he's older than I am.
No, I'm not.
You bloody well are.
Now you must be answering the call. Come this way. Come on.
What? I've got people with me.
And he opens the door, says, "Come on, follow me."
I've got people with me. Okay, I'll start.
Yeah, we'll just follow. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So this man, he starts to walk, and he says, "I'm Lachlan," and he's
Hello.
middle-aged. He's very lanky. He's got this grey monotone robes on, and somebody make an insight roll, please?
Definitely not me.
I'll give it a go. Why not? Where's my thing? There it is. Oh, that's an 8.
An 8. Okay. Okay. So he goes. I'm Lachlan. I'm here to take you to Merrick. Suppose I've got to give you the tour as well, haven't I?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've been wizarding for 20 years, and this is what I end up by having to do.
Are you a good wizard?
And he ignores you.
Well, it's clearly a no then.
And he says, "Come, keep up. Follow me. You want the tour?"
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go down a winding hallway. You're passing portrait after portrait, and Lachlan stops in front of the first one. Says, "This is the first arch wizard magus of this academy." And then he goes, "This is the next person," and his names, which are in ancient and in antiquity, who you have never heard of before. And then he says, "This one is a famous sorcerer. This is a protege. Have you heard of him?" And you all look blank. "I think you're wasting your time coming here." And then he comes to there was a chap who's dressed in black with a pale face as a picture, and he says, "Some are practitioners of the dark arts. We need to be careful about people like that. Come on, keep up." And he goes down the corridor, and he misses out the occasional person. He says, "He's not very interesting." And then he passes one. Can you all make a perception roll for me, please?
24.
Anybody else?
21.
Natural 1.
Perception plus 2, 10.
Okay. So those who rode more than 13, as he's bustling you along, you pass a portrait which is very weird. You see a picture of a mage hand floating in the air with a slug on it. The slug is wearing tiny robes, similar to the uniforms of the other humanoid Illumini that you've seen here, with the chains and what have you. And on a placard below, it just says, "Henry, first in his class," and then you move on.
Hail Henry.
I have no idea what that means.
The paintings, as you get further down the corridor, the paintings get newer, and then you pass a picture that says, "And this is Merrick," and you see a picture of a young-looking man, possibly his 20s or early 30s, with short, dark hair, a neatly trimmed goatee. He's in a full suit, so he's in a half suit of plate armor, has a shield standing before him with his hands folded on top of it. His armor and shield both emblazoned with a phoenix rising from fire and ashes.
Oh, he's doing better than you, isn't he?
Who has other people's passive perceptions, please?
16.
12.
14.
11.
14 and 16 we have here. So those are 14 and 16. You managed, as you're going past, you managed to catch the dates, and it shows this. It shows him to be done about. This was done about 60 years ago. If you look at the date, which would make him about 80 now. And then you go down deeper. This is down the main corridor, and then you go down some of the small corridors. And he says, "Right, here we go." And you go past some classrooms. And there's some doors which are closed, and on the front of each door you see some crafted symbols. The first one features 2 open hands with a key, and there's some aura of magic shedding from there. Another depicts an eye which is like swirling a little bit. Another one you walk past is a picture of fire, ice, and lightning, and as you walk past, there's a and the door bulges a bit, and you can see this smoke coming out through the keyhole.
Ooh.
And after a couple of seconds, the door opens and a class of young teenage boys and girls comes out. Blackened face, hair all swept back. Come back here, boys and girls! And they just run out. And Lachlan says, "Oh, keep on, come on. These things often happen when we experiment." So he gets you eventually to another door, which he guides you to, and he opens it for you. Inside, it's a half office, half classroom. The interior seems full of trinkets and knickknacks stand laid out before the party. Lachlan steps aside and motions you to go in. He says, "May I introduce Merrick, academic advisor to all new students, head of the training program, martial defense instructor, head of this place, who makes me do all this." Oh, yes. And within the room, seated at his desk, polishing one of his prized trinkets, is Merrick, looking exactly as he does in the painting, without his suit of armour on, of course, but that's on a dummy behind him in the corner of the room. Behind the dummy is a banner that reads, "Our Firehawk never forgets." He's dressed in fine clothing of deep red and gold. He's a youthful gentleman, perks up when he hears Lachlan announce him, and a smile creeps to his face. "Oh, welcome. Good to see you, and it must be very good for you to see me. Lachlan, thank you very much, and another that jip. Off you go." Finally, I'm Merrick. And he stands up and he goes and he pumps your hand. "You must be really happy to see me."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. And he goes up to Warmble and says, "Warmble, I know you. You are part of our institution, aren't you? You're part of the Arcana Pansophical. Good boy." And he puts his arm around you, and you find that quite intimidating and a little bit off-putting.
I was told that armor that you're depicted in, it would be my kind of entry fee by Magus Wiles. So that's why I'm here, really. I've come to collect.
I beg your pardon? What are you talking about?
That armor on that thing behind you, on that stand behind you, Magus Wiles told me that if I said yes to joining, which was very adamant that I joined, that I could have your armor.
Could you make a deception roll for me, please?
Certainly. Oh, why did it have to be a terrible roll? It's 13.
13, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see him look off into space. "Samus, you said you were going to give my armor away. What are you talking about?" "What?"
Yep, don't worry about it.
"No, he didn't. You look, you can't get you. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to pull?"
I'm just trying to pull your leg.
Yes, well, my armour is not for sale. That armour and me, we have been through literally to the hells and back.
Yeah, I'll get it one day, though.
Now, thank you for coming. Now, and he appraises you, and he shakes all your hands, and he looks you up and down. I heard that you had a dragonborn with you. He must be just coming on somewhere. He's not with you at the moment?
He's on his way. He got caught up with scale issues.
Oh, well, I've heard that can be a problem for those of the dragonborn persuasion. Now, and he walks around you. Finally, look, it looks like a group of people who look to be worth the gold we're offering for this. As you know, I'm Merrick. Welcome to the Academy. Welcome to my Academy, of course. It is my duty to welcome all new members to the faction, as well as new students to the Academy. Now, and he looks around. You are here to try the trials, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Just a quick question. Do we have to?
No, there's a
Okay.
door. You can use it.
Oh, okay. Yep. No, I'll shush now.
Sorry.
I'll shush now. I get the point, sir.
Good. Yeah. Now, the coming times would appear. We're doing quite a lot at the moment. The Arcana Pansophical is expanding, as you're probably aware. We are filling up our numbers. We are needed to help rebuild the city. And I'll be honest, we're doing quite well out of it too, as you would know, Mr. Womble. But we do need some adventurous sorts here, because we can't do everything ourselves, and sometimes we need to send people on errands. Brave souls are such as your good selves are in short supply, and I heard what happened at the Scar. And he goes over to you, Mr. Fabius. Yes, let me have a look at that arm.
Oh, ow.
Okay, and it's scarred.
Very.
You did this, you injured yourself, you sacrificed yourself to save the city. What wonderful. I'm very, very happy with you. Let me have a look at this. And he goes into his drawer and he takes a bottle of pink, thick liquid out. Okay? And he says, look, I think this is the least I can do. And roll up your sleeve, let me have a look. And the rest of you see Fabius's arm now. It's red raw. The skin has peeled off. You can see the tendons under the skin are now exposed. It's looking really quite gammy. Ugh. Good job it's not summertime, otherwise you'd be infested with flies. Now let me have a look. And he takes this bottle and he pours this thick, gloopy salve onto his arm. Come here. Onto his hand, sorry. And then you can see that it sort of lifts up off his hand, and a hand shape is in the air, and it starts, Fabius, if you let him, he starts to rub this ointment up and down your arm. It stings like hell. Could you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Constitution saving throw. 7.
Okay, it is exceedingly painful. Fabius passes out, collapses onto the floor.
So I'm supposed
Anyone
to
like
have.
to try and catch him?
Again.
There was probably a lot of screaming before.
Yeah, I'll try and catch him.
Okay, can you make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Sure. Why can't I select the thing? Alright, I'll do it the old-fashioned way.
You not select your person.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to work. Dexterity plus 2, 15.
Okay, so you catch him before he hits the ground. That is because you should be able to do it now. Okay, so you catch Fabius as he hits the floor before he hits the floor, and you lay him down. And after about a minute, it comes around. Fabius, the burning pain in your arm, it feels like your arm is on fire again. But as you come round, the pain subsides, and you can feel it just fluttering, and it literally falls out at the end of your fingers, the pain. And you can see the skin grow back in front of your eyes. And you look at your hand, you hold it in front of your face, and the tendons are complete, and your arm is back to normal now.
Oh.
There we go. Well, that's the least I can do for you for helping saving my city. Thank you very much. So that dexterity hit is now no longer there because your arm is back to normal.
Oh, nice.
So that was a regeneration salve that he put on you.
We'll take 3 vials.
This stuff's very expensive. I'm not sure you can afford it. So, what we're looking after, why have I asked you here, I hear you ask? Yes, I do hear you ask, because you didn't just come here just to see me, although that would be a reason in itself. And you can see he's rather sure of himself. We need brave souls to help do these extra roles that I said that we needed to do. Perhaps go and fetch things for us, because it's not magic using people are good at some things, but people of your persuasion are good at other things. But to make sure that you're up to speed, a test is in order. We happen to have such a test for use with new members, but you will be going in unsupervised. Provided you can handle our basics, and you get paid, assuming we accept the terms, we are offering 1,500 gold pieces per person to be a retainer for the day that we send you somewhere.
Okay.
Sounds
Interesting.
Is this something you'd like to do?
I'd be interested in a magic item instead of money.
Well, yeah, but it's spoken like a true arcane user. But no, we are offering gold coin, because we have that in a plenty from being paid by the city to do this work.
But I'm sure we can work out a deal. And I'll give him a really yellow, toothy grin, like.
Okay, could you make a persuasion roll, please?
Certainly. Persuasion. It's a natural 20.
Natural 20. Any pluses or minuses for that?
A +4.
+4. He says, well, look, the actual contract is for 1,500 gold pieces, but we can't give magic items away. They are rare and we are needed by the Arcana Pansophical itself. But because you are a member, and I think we would be doing businesses together in the future, I would suggest that I could pay you up to 2,000 gold pieces each for this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Deal.
Sounds good to me.
Do you know, it's the first time you've actually bargained on any of the contracts you've been given.
Well, that's because we don't normally let the crazy old man negotiate.
So anybody have a proficiency in history?
Ooh.
No.
No.
Anybody have a sage background?
Yes.
Okay, so the person who has a sage background and Womble themselves have heard about this test dungeon. I will assume you will share this with everybody else, otherwise everybody else just put their hands in their ears.
Mm-hmm.
You have heard about this test dungeon. It contains common dungeon scenarios like puzzles, traps, and common dungeon tricks. And it's something they use to test new groups out. Well, you also know that no one's actually successfully completed this yet. And it's now become initially it was a bit of a curiosity, now it's become a challenge. So, this will be something you wish to do. Wonderful. Okay, tell you what, let's sign this contract.
Before we sign the contract, so do we have to pass this test before we do the mission, or do we?
No, the test is the mission to see whether we would want to employ you in the future.
Then we can pay.
So 2,000 gold to do a test.
Think of this as a
interview.
An interview, an audition, so to speak. And if you pass this, we will give you a retainer. If you don't pass this, you can go on your way. But we'll need to sign the contract because you could be hurt a little bit in here. So, if that happens, that is unfortunate. But as adventurers, you should be able to handle these things.
Could you give me the rundown of the contract, please? We don't have to sign away our souls and say that you are like our owner, our master, we're not slaves or anything to you, or.
Well, we are if you wish to shake on it, then that is as good as a contract.
Yeah, okay. I'll put my hand out and shake him.
Okay, fantastic. Now, you have till tomorrow morning to prepare for this test. Buy any supplies you think you may need. Prepare the spells you think you may need. Come prepared as you can. Impressive adventurers may be offered even more money than others. Fair warning though, so far no one has actually finished this challenge. Meet me at the main hall in the morning, and we will be expecting you.
Can you give us a hint about any of it?
That is for you to find out.
That's not a hint. That's a fact.
Some things may hurt you. Some things may help you.
That's information.
Not all that's up is up. Not all that's down is down.
Ah, thank you.
Be careful of what you see. It may not be what you think it is. And you can see him starting to go into ramble mode and coming up with all sorts of weird sort of constructs and things. I like some of these. I'll have to write these down for my next lecture to the students.
Do you have a book?
I do have a book. I do have a book. And he goes to his bookshelf, and you can see behind him, this is his bookshelf, there's these orange leather-bound books. Lots of them are the same.
Can I have one, and can you sign it, please?
Oh, you are so wonderful. Of course you can. I mean, I am selling them for 10 gold pieces.
I will give you 20 gold pieces for one if you sign it.
Okay. And he says, to Womble, may you be a fantastic sorcerer. Your best friend, Merrick.
Merrick, you are fantastic, amazing, wonderful, probably one of the top people that I know. I think I love you.
Do you know what? That's what everybody says. I am really fantastic, and you are honoured to see me. And it is a cross I have to bear to be.
Oh, sugar. My headphones have just come out. I can't hear anything. I apologise.
You did that deliberately.
Wobble's ears just burst off his head.
Yeah, it just the crazy manicness of the man.
So he's very full of himself. But he says, "Okay, well, I will see you all tomorrow."
Brilliant, thank you.
So you make yourself way out. The classrooms, the classes are still going. Whilst you're going out, you hear the dinner bell, ding, 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 spreading around the whole area, and the classrooms open, and young children come out, adolescents come out, and some in white robes, and there's some grey robes coming out as well of people who are more advanced. Some of the older boys are talking to some of the older girls. Some of the older boys are talking to the older boys, and some of the older girls are talking to the older girls. The youngsters are playing amongst themselves and skipping around. And you can see them practicing prestidigitation. And they're all being followed by rainbow butterflies. And they're all giggling as they're doing that. Womble, this is an education.
So tempting.
This is an education that you cannot remember, but you may or may not have had.
Ooh.
Okay, so do you walk your way out?
Should we ask people around here first, guys, before we go? See if we can get.
The kids, basically, it's like a sea of kids running past you.
I thought you said there was like older people in grey.
Oh, there are some older people there. Yeah, there's probably about 50 or 60.
Can I just snap my fingers? Look very important for a second. Snap my fingers and say, "You there, boy? Come over here."
Okay, and a 10-year-old young boy comes along and goes,
Shit.
"What is it, sir? What are you doing?"
Hello. Yes, I would like to have your report on how the test went for you. Thank you very much.
The test.
The magical test that they do.
The magical test. Well, I managed. Why do you want to? I can show you what I can do. And he holds up his hands, and you can see a very, very small little flame just twirling on his palm.
Have
And then
you
it goes out.
not been in the magical test center of the Dungeon Delve?
Oh, good night. No, that's only for adventurers. That's not for us. Proper arcane followers. That's only for the adventurers.
Sorry, what's your name again?
My name's Andrew.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I must have had you confused. Oh, I see. Sorry, Andrew. Merrick told me it was someone named Bandrew. I apologise. Go back to your regular studies, please. Thank you.
And he just runs off.
Bye.
And he looks around and he goes, and he can see him just go, "What a weird man." And he runs off. So you exit this area. You exit the academy. And the rest of the day is so early afternoon. The rest of the day is your own. What do you wish to do?
How do you think we should prepare for this?
Well, I can't really prepare anything.
I've got everything I need, so I'm content to just wait it out.
How's your arm, Fabius? That was absolutely disgusting what happened there.
You know what? It's a bit of a weird sensation having your entire upper layer of skin and bone grow back. I'm not going to lie.
So the skin is quite pink and very virgin. Your left arm is sort of tanned and got dirt on it. The other side, it looks like a much younger arm.
I think this arm is about 10 years younger than my other one.
Wow, that was pretty horrific. Are you okay? That looked like it really hurt as
Oh,
well.
look at this. I can bend my finger all the way again.
Hey, that was pretty horrific what you had before. It was like melted away.
Did you bend it all the way before the accident?
No, I couldn't. That's an improvement.
Wow. So now instead of doing like what was it you were doing before? Like, I would say a moderate amount of damage. You know, when you snuck up and slipped your knife in between their ribs, and that's pretty scary in itself. You can like stab him in the heart and do huge damage.
Oh, let me try something.
Please don't.
I'm going to take my I'm going to take my dagger out of the cane, and I'm going to flick it between my fingers dexterously.
Okay.
What a
How
dex
fast are you
saving
going to
throw
go?
one.
As fast as I can.
How difficult do you want to make it?
I'm going to make this challenging, but very impressive.
Okay, so challenging is so that's a hard, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that is you're going to use your gloves.
Yes, I am. I'm wearing my gloves.
Okay, so make a dexterity check, please.
Not sleight of hand.
Sorry, make a sleight of hand check. I beg your pardon.
That's all right. That is 31.
Okay, so the rest of you watch. Fabius gets his adamantine dagger out, and you can see him just passing it between all his fingers. It goes faster and faster and faster and faster, and you can see the fingers and almost they become blurry, and then you get to a stage where they actually almost like they stop moving, and this is this almost like cloud around his hands as his dagger's moving so fast. Fabius, you are concentrating quite hard doing this, and at the end you look at your hand, you look at your gloves, no nicks.
Yeah.
You could have destroyed your magic gloves doing this, you know that, don't you?
Hey, no, it's all about playing rogue. No risk without reward.
Yeah, so basically, the rest of you are really quite impressed with that.
Oh, can't wait to see you do that with someone's insides.
That's pretty morbid, Dak.
So what I'm going to give you an inspiration dice for that.
Oh, neat.
So you can use that any time before the end of this adventure is finished.
Brilliant. Cool. Right, let's hurry.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, so it's afternoon. So what are you going to be doing?
I want to buy a knife and some leeks.
Okay, so you can go down to Abdar's Promenade, which is where most of the trade people are. Leeks are easy to find at this time of year. The harvests are in. There do seem to be a lot of people walking around carrying leeks. You're not quite sure why. You actually go up to one of them and you ask him, and they all sound like their name is Taff or something. You're not quite sure what it is, but they are carrying leeks. It's almost like a religious thing for them.
Excuse me, sir. Can you point me towards your finest? I mean, literally your highest quality leeks, please, and where I could buy a nice quality bag as well.
So you go down to the market. So there's lots of market. There's lots of bags for sale. You can get big bags, small bags, but these are just sort of standard mundane bags. And there's market stores that sell leeks and potatoes. And somebody says, "Oh, I've got leeks. I can sell you a load of leeks. How many do you want?"
As many as will go. I would have bought a bag beforehand, so like just.
So you got a big bag, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, a satchel.
A satchel. Okay,
Yeah,
so
a
you have to buy
fancy
a satchel.
satchel.
Satchel will set you back 4 gold pieces,
Nice.
and you can fill it with leeks.
Yep, I will do that.
Fill it with 5 silver pieces worth of leeks. So you have a lot of leeks now.
Yep, and I will buy just a makeshift dagger. I've been thoroughly impressed by Fabius's dexterity.
You're gonna cut your fingers off.
And I want to practice with mage hand as I'm walking back.
Okay. So you can just make with a dagger, yeah.
Yeah.
So just make a sleight of hand check, please.
Sleight of hand. Submit. There we go. Oh, it's a 10.
Okay, so you try and you're glad you're not using your own hand because otherwise you probably wouldn't have any fingers left, and you keep dropping the knife on the floor.
Yeah, mate.
Yep.
You know, you should buy a duck to look after your leeks as well.
Sorry, what? Why?
You should buy a duck to look after your leeks.
How does that help? What?
Well, while you're busy fighting the duck, contend and defend the leeks.
I have to think about this. This is getting really complicated.
Oh, that sounds like a bit of a far-fetched idea there.
But if the duck eats the leeks, then I've got no.
Oh no, it won't
leeks
eat
for the
it. They will
journeyman.
just they won't eat it. It will just guard it with its life.
Oh, do they naturally defend leeks?
Yes,
Can I call up Sirfetch'd?
if you like.
You've given me a lot to think about. Thank you, Chris.
No problem.
Sorry, Dak.
No problem.
I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry.
I think Womble's starting to get quite confused about leeks and ducks.
Yeah.
That was the whole point.
There are some caged ducks. Oh, you want ducks? I've got ducks. Here we go. Ducks.
Sir, I need to buy an experimental duck, please.
A duck. Oh, I can.
Just-
And there's a cage, and it's 3 silver pieces for a duck but you can't take the cage as well. If you want the cage
Sir,
as well, that'll be 10.
I will slam on his stool, look him right in the eye, incredibly serious, and be like, "Sir, if I cannot train this duck to look after my leeks, I will hold you responsible. Is this duck worthy of being trained?"
Can you make an intimidation roll for me, please?
Certainly. Skill check. Intimidation. Where does I fall under the alphabet? Intimidation. There we go. It's 11.
Have you been drinking, sir?
Water only.
Do you want to buy a duck or not?
Yes, I need your duck. It's of the utmost importance.
Do you want the cage as well, or do you just want the duck?
I will also need the cage. Can I also have any feed? Its favourite treats.
Okay, well, 15 silver pieces, and you can have the duck, the cage, and a bag of corn.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. Man, I'm not gonna have any money left over for the journeyman. I'll walk off.
You have a small cage with a mallard duck in it.
Oh, excellent. My favourite type of ducks.
And you have a wooden cage, which isn't particularly well built, with the duck in it. The duck looks at you and goes, "Wah."
I'll take it to Dak and ask, Dak, can you please just talk to this duck? I've named him Sirfetch'd, and I need to ask you if you can ask him to look after my leeks. Look, I've got a satchel here full of leeks, and these are for the journeyman. It's just as you told me. I really need this.
Okay, no problem. And I will pretend to cast Speak with Animals.
So the duck looks at you and goes, "Wah. Wah.
And I will respond, making duck-like sounds.
Wah."
Can I do an insight
And
check?
it turns its head to the side and goes, "Wah. Wah."
Yeah, can I scrutinise Dak to see whether or not he?
Okay, make an intelligence plus animal handling.
So just animal handling, right?
No, intelligence plus animal handling, yeah.
Okay, so if I roll animal handling, that's a 16. And then
Okay.
do I add my intelligence?
No, because
Plus one?
animal handling is intelligent. I forget what animal handling is. I think it's intelligence based anyway, isn't it?
It's
Okay,
wisdom.
so basically you realise that Dak is just saying quack, quack, quack.
Dak, this is really important. You've just told me that this duck protects the leeks in a fight.
Yeah, I know, but I don't need to speak to it. I already know it'll do that.
Oh,
Quack.
okay. Oh, I'm really sorry for snapping. I'm sorry, Dak. I'm really sorry. I'm
It's
quite
all right.
stressed. I haven't seen
And
Baz in a while.
it poops in its cage on your nice shoes.
Oh, this is Mother Womble.
See, he likes you.
Does it? Is that lucky? Is that good?
Oh, yeah.
Good luck with
yeah.
that.
Quack.
Oh, brilliant. Sirfetch'd, I welcome you to the party of the Waffle House, and I'm glad to have you part of being the Womble Brigade. I'll introduce you to my husband later, and I hope that you look after these precious leeks, and I'll open up my satchel and show it to him.
Quack.
Brilliant.
So you're actually putting it close to it, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it sticks its head through the bars of the cage and starts to eat one of the leeks. Quack.
Ah, so Dak, is it saving it inside of itself? Is that what
Yes,
ducks do?
that's exactly it.
Perfect. That's really good to know. Thank you, Dak. You and Fabius have actually made my day. This is fantastic. Thank you. It means I can now bring all my gold with me and please the ferryman if I ever die.
That's
Thank
quite
you,
all
guys.
right. I cannot tell you how pleased for you I am.
That's brilliant. The first gate's the most difficult one. The others are fine.
What?
Oh,
Let's just tell me later. I can't do all this. I wish I had a really high level spell to wipe my memory from what you've just said.
That's called alcohol.
Okay, let's go have a drink, and strategize.
Yes,
Okay,
that sounds like a
Most
great
decent
idea.
thing said all day.
So you're going back to your inn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you go back to the Vio Croc, suitably equipped with duck and leeks and corn. And as you come in, and the marshal is a barkeep, says, "You can't bring a duck in here."
It's part of my religion, sir.
oh, don't worry. I can sort this. I will just palm him 5 gold pieces.
And he gives you the money back. I'm sorry, Hewin doesn't like ducks.
I'm sorry, but human needs to respect
It's
my
his
religious
guide
rights.
duck.
No, this is my place, and Hewin and I rule it together, and we don't want ducks in here.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm too stressed. Should we just find another establishment?
Can the duck not just stay in the stable? Is there not a shelf we can
So
pop
he
the
gets
cage
a
on?
rat out, and he starts talking to his rat. And he says, "All right, you can have the duck in the stable.
Yeah, sounds
thank
fair.
you.
That's 2 silver pieces a night for the duck."
I'll give you 10 gold pieces to protect this duck for your life.
You're all right, you are, my sir. We will protect your duck.
Pardon me. Sorry, I am overwhelmed with your generosity. Thank you. And Sir Rat, I will never eat rats again. They're off the menu. Thank you. I'll put my hands together and bow my head.
And he puts his hand over the ears of the rat, Hewin the rat, and the rat. You can see that actually. Could you actually make a insight roll, please?
Skill check. Insight. It goes underneath I. It's a 19.
Right. Okay. Well done. You feel perhaps the rat understood what you said.
I'll bow, not say anything, and back away, head bowed into the back of the party.
Okay. So you put the duck in the stable, and the stable hand is tasked with looking after it. And he is given some money by Marshall, and you go back into the Vio Croc.
I'll whisper to Fabius. I'm like, Fabius, when we go to bed, can you take him out of the stables and bring him back into the room for me, please?
I could do that.
Thank you.
Okay. So you spend an afternoon. Are you going to prepare anything for your trip tomorrow, or you just think you've got everything you need?
As a regular old marshal, not really much to prep for me.
So if you don't have things, you don't have them. So things like rope, for instance, or 10-foot poles, or bags with leaks in, or things like that.
Let me see. So I've got my crowbar. I've got rope. 10-foot pole, eh?
Yeah,
Is he from Warsaw or is he from the countryside?
definitely from the countryside.
He's from Streatham.
He's from Streatham. Brilliant. If there's any plumbing down there. That's it. We're not allowed on YouTube anymore.
No, that's it. You've done it. You've done it. I've heard of these things called Explorer packs. Do you think Baz has one? He's just, I don't know. Maybe he's gone back to Geno's or something. I don't know where he's gone.
I think he's probably out attending to Roach. Perhaps he's teaching Roach new tricks.
Should we
Just so
get
that I
one
can-
just in case?
Just so I can work it out. When was it that I would, in relation to this, that I would have given my spring daggers to be silvered?
About 2 days ago.
Right.
They will not be ready.
No. Okay. I was just wondering about doing that in the morning. That's fine.
Okay. So you spend an evening entertaining yourselves, and you go to sleep.
So before they go to sleep, I am going to honour the request and I am going to shepherd the duck inside under the cover of darkness.
Okay, could you make a sneak roll, please? With disadvantage, because you've got a duck.
A stealth roll, yes.
Stealth, sorry.
Oh, same number. That is 27.
Okay, so you managed to get the duck into the room. It's sleepy. It's nighttime, but ducks don't make a huge amount of noise at nighttime.
I will pop the duck on the bed.
Fabius, before you go, do you mind just staying here tonight?
Oh no, how would your husband feel about that?
I'm sure Baz is all right with it. He's obviously I've obviously annoyed him, which is why he's not here. I just want to be near my duck, my companions, and sleep well. I'll sleep on the floor. You can sleep in the bed,
Okay.
or you can sleep in your bed and I'll sleep on your floor. I don't mind. I just don't want to be alone. If that's okay.
Just chuck me that pillow.
I'll chuck Fabius the pillow.
Okay.
No, it's not the first time I slept on the floor.
Okay, so you go to sleep for the night. Womble,
No.
your sleep is disturbed.
Ah.
You hear distant. You hear distant bells. Ding, bong. Reminiscent from the bells you've heard today, but it is. It's stirring. It is really making you feel uneasy, and it turns into a nightmare of bells ringing around you.
Yeah.
And it
Oh.
takes you out of sleep.
Oh, what the heck was that? Oh, it sounds like someone smashed a bell on my head. Does Womble recognise the bells of any type?
No, it's just bells. Noises you heard today. The sound of bells.
Oh, is it a good hour? Well, I'll just poke Fabius. But Fabius, sorry, I'm sorry. Did you just hear those bells?
Huh?
Just woke me up.
Do I hear bells?
Make a perception roll for me, please.
Perception. I'm going to use my inspiration.
Yep.
Oh, bugger. That's even worse. That is a 10 total.
You hear no bells.
I don't hear anything, mate.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to wake you up, Fabius. I'll pat him on the head. I don't know if he likes that or not, but I know Baz does.
There's you feel very smooth head now.
Oh yeah. I'll just minor illusion of full head of hair. on his head. Shush! Sirfetch'd! I'll grab him on the wings, under my arm, and hold his beak
Make
closed.
an animal handling roll for me, please.
Oh god. Oh god. Right. Skill check. Animal handling. It's 11.
And it's dark, so you can do it at disadvantage. So it's a 6 you've got. So basically, the duck escapes and is flapping around the room now.
Oh god. Fabius, can you help, please?
Oh yeah, I stand up and feel my way over to the corner of the room where there's a bag full of leeks.
Yeah.
And I will take out a leek and I'll cut it into a few small pieces and start offering it to the duck.
And it starts fluttering against. There's a bit of moonlight against the window, and it's trying to get out of the window.
I'll make sure the window is latched tight.
Okay.
And I'll say, Fabius, you are so experienced with this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'll do a cartwheel.
Don't break your hip.
Are you going to try and catch the duck then?
Yeah. I'll try and catch a duck and bring it into bed with me. Not in that sense.
Okay, make a grapple roll for me, please.
Just an attack roll, right?
No, it's a grapple, so it's athletics. It's an athletics roll.
Athletics. Athletics. That's a 21. It's a natural 20.
Okay, so he's got to resist that.
I also have to update that on my skill because my athletics
You managed to catch the duck. Surprisingly, in the middle of a cartwheel, you come up and you catch the duck. and you actually clamp its wings under your arm, and you use your other hand to close its beak. And it's struggling, but you've got it.
Yeah, I will take Fabius' advice. Use my mage hand, grab a bunch of leeks, put it in the bed next to me, with the duck, and go to sleep again.
As soon as you let it go, the duck. Okay, the duck is basically. If you're going to have the duck in this room with you, you're going to have a very disturbed night now.
Oh. Okay, Womble will try and sneak back down into the stables with the duck, using mage hand to keep its defeat it.
Okay, make a stealth roll for me, please.
Stealth roll. Skill check. Stealth. Dun, 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 dun. It's a 9.
Okay, so you're walking downstairs, and there are people who are sleeping in the bar area, which you have to go through. And as you go through there, and they start to stir. Oh, is that food?
Sorry, guys. It's a nervous tick of mine. I quack.
What are you doing? And these
I
people are
quack like a
very
duck.
drunk.
Sorry, so I quack like a duck. I'll start performing really drunk. I quack like a duck when I'm drunk. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you sounded like a duck.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you managed to stumble out into the stable, put the duck in there, and get back into bed and manage to finish your long rest.
Yeah. You guys don't know what you've
This bit
unleashed.
says it should take 15 minutes.
Yep.
No regrets.
Sirfetch'd. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so you spend the rest of your night, go back to sleep. Now you're dreaming of ducks.
I'll be right back.
Jordan, in your sleep is disturbed. You see the eyes of your wife and your child looking at you, imploring you. And again, your sleep is disturbed too.
Yep.
It doesn't pull you out of sleep, but it is. Although you have a long rest, you feel sweaty when you wake up.
Sort of tossing and turning.
And you see, every time you toss, you see your wife's face and your child's face looking at you, imploring, and you can hear, "Daddy, Daddy, don't leave us. Daddy, where were you?" And you wake up in the morning. You've had your long rest, but it was not a good night's sleep. So, the following morning, bags under the eyes for some of you. You go back downstairs, you break your fast. And what are you doing?
I'm very slightly ticked off because I've just had my rest disturbed by a duck.
You still had a long rest.
I still had a long rest, but it's one of those things where you get woken up in the night and you're just like, oh, for goodness sake.
Okay.
I will get today's pie.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll have that too.
Do they have a fruit pie of some kind?
Do we have? We don't do fruit pies. This is a tavern. This isn't a place to do fruit pie.
Good point. I'll just have an ale.
Okay. So
Liquid calorie intake.
Okay, so you have an ale. It is ale. This is very watered down, maximum of 1.5%. So it's not really that alcoholic.
That's all right. It's more
refreshing
food,
and it's safe.
It's refreshing. Yeah.
Yep.
You shouldn't drink the water here. Really, it's not safe.
Well, that's what ale was for originally, wasn't it?
Exactly.
So, so you make your way back to the central district. Are you doing anything else on the way there, or are you just going to go straight there?
Can I buy a pie on the way there?
You can buy a pie on the way there.
I am going to buy myself a cherry.
You're down here in the Port of Eamon. You can find a pie. There are markets there. You can find a pie. You don't know what's in it, but you can find a pie.
Mystery
A fruit.
meat.
I will ask for a fruit pie of some kind.
Okay, so one of the sweet and savoury pie merchants says, "Well, I have some blueberry pies."
Oh, perfect.
Okay, now you sell you one for 2 copper pieces.
Done.
Okay. So you have a blueberry pie, and it's warm and still steaming.
I will share that with the party as we walk up.
Okay, as you said, it is very refreshing, and you get purple stain on your face, but it is a refreshing thing. Gets your day started well, much better than the ale. So you go back to the Magical Academy.
Sorry, before we get in there, did
Yep.
anyone buy a 10-foot pole?
No, his rates were too much.
Did anyone buy a 10-foot steel long shaft?
No.
Negatory.
Okay, just wondering.
Did we need one?
I just had this weird dream about one. And ducks, had some leaks.
I wonder why.
Are
Well,
you taking the duck with you?
Of course.
So you got the duck with you, yeah?
In a cage, yeah.
In a cage. So you got a duck in a cage. All right. So you get up to the.
You wait. That duck will save us all somehow.
that's the answer to question 1.
What happened to your go? It lasted one session.
See, we've
I'm not holding
learned.
out much more hope for the duck, to be honest.
We've learned since last time. It's in a cage this time. A lot more difficult to run away. Maybe it can be Womble's casting thing.
Yeah, he's
Arcane
arcane
focus.
focus. No, that should be the leak.
Oh.
Fire leak to the end of the wooden staff.
That's funny. Anyway,
So, so the next morning, should we give up? Should we just give up and play Tiddlywinks or something?
I haven't taken any
Mercer doesn't
notes
have
so
his
far.
trouble, does he? No. So the next morning, you make your way to the Central District, past the Azalea Street Park, and get to along the canals. It's actually a very beautiful, a chilly but beautiful morning. There's a late autumnal sun. You get to the Magical Academy, and you walk through the main arch to the front door, and you put your hand on the glyph, and the door is opened by Lachlan. Ah, you're back. He's waiting for you.
Good job, Grumpy.
I see you've got your duck.
Yep.
Very important.
Yep. Thank you for the advice.
Yeah, you should never go into a dungeon without one. And he goes away sniggering to himself. So you meet Merrick. He's wearing his rather posh-looking robes. There's gold braid in them. They're yellow. His hair is dark but swept back. He's got a goatee which is nicely oiled. He says, "Ah, wonderful! Welcome back. I hope you had a good night's sleep. You have a duck."
God, you look amazing.
Well, yes, I do, don't I?
Ignore the duck.
I'm glad you noticed. One of the things about being an adventurer is you've got to notice these things. It's really, really important. And you pass the first test. You notice how wonderful I am. Fantastic.
You'll have to give me some tips.
Well, first of all, yes.
Not now.
Oh. Well, have you read my book yet?
I had to procure a duck. It's a special. His name is Sirfetch'd. He is a dungeon delving duck. He's going to help us.
Well, I have heard of Stranger Things. Well, I hope Sirfetch'd does you well. Now, let me have a look. Now, you're going down to the dungeon. So the examination is in 4 parts: logic, survival, combat, and investigation. I will be watching from here. And he says, "Oh, not here." And he says, "Come with me." And he talks you along the corridor to his own little study classroom area. And he says, "I will be watching you from in here."
Is that just for this, or is that just like a general statement that we're just going to be watched from now on?
So I will be evaluating your outcomes. And he in the middle of this room, you can see there is a cloth over a dome, and he takes it off, and you can see there is a scrying ball. And beside that, on the floor, you see there is a circle with arcane glyphs on it. It says, I will be watching you from here, and I will be commenting you and evaluating you. And you can see next to him there is a clipboard with a piece of paper on it and a quill, and says, I will be scoring you to see if you are the sort of people that we want to have working with us. And I think, looking at you, Mr. Womble, I think you probably will be. I suspect you'll do very well. And armed with a duck, very, very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Duck.
Innovative is what
Yes,
you're
I've not seen that before. And you know what?
Yep.
You always have to think on your feet when you're in a dungeon.
Yes,
And
inspiration of
having a duck
generation.
may well be something could be quite helpful.
Yep, I hope that I will inspire the younglings. They all have their own young ducklings that they carry with them, and I want to thank my mum and my dad for this opportunity, and you, of course, Sir Maverick, Merrick. Sorry, my tongue's a bit twisted. Thank you.
Well, wonderful. You're welcome. If you do well, it will be mutually beneficial. Now, and he goes into his desk drawer, and he opens a top drawer, and he takes out four little ampules. He says, I have these for you that you may find handy. And he gives you each a potion of healing.
Nice.
It's a standard potion of healing.
Small
you may
one.
need these.
Thank you very much.
If we don't use them, do we have to give them back?
No, just think of them as a freebie.
God, you're too kind.
Oh, yes, I know. I'm quite magnanimous, you know.
I could tell.
Yes. And he's sort of he's actually quite liking his ego being stroked, and he says, I think you'll do well. But we have to score you first. So, and he says, Fred says, over to the circle.
Okay.
And if your Dragon Ball colleague turns up, I will send him after you, yes?
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Okay, fantastic. I think he's had some problems with lightning or something, or electricity or something. I'm not sure what's going on there. But he will join you shortly. Now, go and step into that circle. Do you all do that?
Yes,
Yep.
Sure.
Okay, so you all step into this circle, and he comes up to you and he says, I will be keeping an eye on you, especially if you, Mr. Womble, because I think you're going to go places. And he starts to mutter to himself, and suddenly there's a flash of light, and you feel yourself being stretched for a infinitesimally small time, stretch forward, and then you stumble, and you find yourself in a very small room.
Ooh.
Is the duck okay? Is Sirfetch'd okay?
He is. He's quacking like, oh, he didn't like that at all.
I'll feed him a leak.
Okay. He spits it out.
What's this room like?
So, are you on here? Can you see?
Yes, I can.
Oh yeah, roll 20.
So what can
I
you
have
see?
black. Oh, hang on. No, there it is.
I can see a small room with a torch.
And
You're
a
in
doorway.
Darkness.
So,
Yep.
So obviously darkness.
Top left-hand corner.
Sorry?
Top left-hand corner.
Oh, I see. Oh wow, yes. Huge
You're
map.
in a
Sorry.
small room. So you're in a small 10-foot by 10-foot room. The room is empty except for a single door and a crystal ball, which is like a torch and is glowing. Because I didn't have a crystal ball I could put on the map. It's a plain room. There's a single door there. And the door has a handle on it.
Does the door appear to be locked?
Are you going to go and have a look?
Do you want me to use my mage hand to do this before you go over there, Jordan?
Might be worth it.
And behind you, you suddenly get startled. Behind you, you see the... have you ever seen the Rocky Horror Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the start when they have those lips,
Yeah.
you see that on the wall behind you.
Oh.
And he starts to speak to you, and you hear Merrick's voice. It says, oh, enter when you're ready for stage 1. And then the lips disappear.
I'm already suspicious.
Yep. Me too.
I'm sorry, I wish I had my daggers at this point.
Hold on, let me take a look. I'm going to check the door for traps.
And I will guidance you.
Ooh,
Hey.
it's like a
Okay,
plus
so
4.
So Dak uses his druidic ability to give Fabulous some extra help and to try and look for traps. So Fabulous, could you make a investigation roll for me, please?
Yes, I can.
With advantage, because
with
you've got because you have. Is
It's
the
plus-
advantage with guidance?
It's a D4 added
D4.
before or after.
Okay, so we get a D4.
So that's 16 total.
Okay, you cannot detect any traps.
That's even more suspicious.
That's a wicked cantrip. That I love that.
Seems fine.
Cool.
So what you
Go
do?
through.
I will open the door.
I'm just going to take Bazir out of there. You open the door.
And Bazir disappears from right in
Bazir
front of our
disappears.
eyes.
Woof, he just vanishes. Okay, so you. Bear with me 1 second. There we go.
Ooh.
I spent a lot of time on this map.
I get that feeling.
There we go. So you go in the next room. Okay, don't go in yet. I'm just going to say what you see. You see 3 small platforms. The room is the size that you see. Okay, so it's about 30 feet by 30 feet. There is a rug on the floor, which is got this pentagram on it. There are 3 small platforms, west, central, and east. The platforms there was a couple of steps leading up to each platform, and on the top of each, from where you're standing, you can see there's something on the top of each one.
Okay.
All right, magic people. What does this
Yeah.
mean?
I have no idea. I'll consult Sirfetch'd. He has no idea either. Sorry, guys.
You see, down here on the wall, you can see the mouth appears again. It says, "Go in any order you wish. You may begin when you're ready." Oh, and I will be making notes.
Remember, guys, this is a logical room.
Probably, yeah. Just make sure every time you go somewhere, just be looking for stuff on the floor that you might trip over or fall in or activate or anything else.
Now, when you move, what I want you to do is if you press, I think it's the Q button. I think it's Q.
Nothing happens to me.
You can actually do your map out. So if you press a Q, so with Dak,
Okay.
so if you do that, and it will follow that path that you're doing.
Okay, let me see if I can.
I see. So you have to drag. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you can move yourself that way.
Give me 1 sec.
So I can see what you're doing and how you're doing it.
Oh, crap.
Okay.
No way. Okay. Oh, do I have to move it myself after mapping that out?
You should do
Look
it.
at my laser eyes.
It should do it automatically.
I don't know if I did it wrong or not.
I've just picked you up. It's Q, isn't it?
Yeah, Q adds like the waypoint thing,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I did.
You press it again, press it again, press it again, press it again. Oh, it should move you down. I don't know what's. I'll have to read that up. It just show me what you're going to do.
Okay. Well, anyway, get the right tool.
Yep.
So yeah, I was just gonna sort of tippy-toe around this square and end up down here somewhere.
Okay, so you're just going to move it. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is steps up here, and steps up here. So you see there's a door down here, down this side of the room, down on the southeast side.
Okay.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I'm just gonna have a look at this platform that I'm next to.
So you're going to have to climb up the platform.
Can I have a look at just generally around it first before I decide if I want to walk up on it?
Okay, so it's a wooden platform, and on the top you can see there is like a dais on the top with something on it. So you can't see from there.
Oh, okay. I will take a look and see what's actually on top of it.
Okay, so what are the rest of you doing?
I will walk into the room.
Okay,
and we've got the three sort of platform things here.
Yep.
Obviously, Magic Man has got this one handled, and it's safe because he's got close. So I will go and have a look at this one here.
Okay. Let me just. I'm just going to change the music because
I'm not sure me being next to it qualifies it as safe, but
Okay. Well, so I'll say. Well, Dak, what about Womble and Jordan? What are you doing?
I will gingerly follow in, I suppose, and go stand by this one.
And Womble will then stand in the centre.
Okay.
Can I get that Q thing to work?
Not look for any
Yeah.
traps in this room. I love it. Okay, so Dak, you are on a. You climb up onto the dais, and on the top of there, you see. What have I done? There we go. What you see is a grid with letters on,
oh,
and this is what you see. If you go to your journal and go to puzzle 1. Okay.
oh, I've got a link.
Yeah. Press the link.
Continue. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
well, word search.
You got a word. You got. What's your intelligence modifier?
It's +1.
That's 1. So you have a minute starting from now to get as many as you can.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Now I'll let you do that in a minute. So I'll let you do your own minute timing, please.
Okay.
Actually, set alarm for 1 minute. Okay. Whilst you're doing that, Fabius.
I've set an alarm for 21:35.
There we go. Fabius, you are standing on the platform here. You see there is a chessboard in front of you. Do you have any tool, any gaming skills?
I do not.
No. Okay. So I am going to show you this. All players. So look at puzzle 3, please.
Puzzle 3. Okay. Oh, it's chess.
Okay, so it's a dragon chessboard. Okay, Dak, you have to stop. How many have you got?
2.
2.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so you failed that one.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to do when you've got other people talking in the background.
All right, this is what happens in a dungeon.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fabius, what's your intelligence modifier?
+1.
You have a minute to solve this.
I'm assuming I'm white.
White wins in 2. Yes.
White wins in 2. Okay.
Set alarm for 1 minute.
I've set an alarm for 21:36.
Okay, and Jordan, you've come onto this one here.
Yep.
As you come up here on this platform, you see at the top there is a sphinx with a book in front of it, and the head of a humanoid female. As soon as you climb that, it speaks to you. Right, Fabius, have you done it?
I think so.
Okay, let me just give this to all players. So, look at riddle 1, please.
I can be told.
Jordan, riddle 1.
Right.
So, Fabius, what have you done?
Right. So puzzle 3. Can you see it?
I can see puzzle 3, yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to take my forward knight and take the pawn. So down 1, 2 right.
So you're white, yeah?
I'm white. Yeah. So I'm taking my knight, moving it down 1 and 2 to the right,
Down 1 and 2 to the right, yeah.
and then I move my queen forward to
Okay,
take.
then he gets to move. So then he gets to move. Okay. There. And to the right. Okay, so he can do. He works knight to. It'll be knight to rook 6. Black knight to rook 6.
Where's rook 6?
I can't show you that, unfortunately. So on the far right, up 6. So the black knight goes there.
Isn't the king in check?
No.
But the white horse went to what was that? That's
So
that's
white wins
C.
2 against any defence. And you can hear the mouth appear now. Gosh, you guys really need a bit of help on this, don't you? Womble, do you have dragon chess skill?
No.
No.
God,
Okay. Okay. So, you failed that one as well.
I haven't made my second move yet.
Well, no, because there's no way you can mate him.
Oh, I was going to use my queen.
So, I mean, if you do that, he can also move his rook behind your king and call check on you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't have enough time because your intelligence modifiers weren't high enough.
Nope.
Okay. You can actually. I'll give one of you a chance to actually help you. Womble. You can try and help him. What's your intelligence modifier?
+1.
Okay, so you have a minute as well. And whilst you're doing that, I'm going to Jordan.
Yep.
You've got the first riddle. Have you seen it?
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to read it out?
I can be cracked. I can be played. I can be told. I can be made. What am I?
Oh, I know this one. I've heard it
But
before.
I think I've heard this one before.
Well, you can call it out.
It's a
Jokes.
joke.
Joke.
Yes, well done. Oh, you got one of them right. Okay, well, that was easy. Let's give you another one then. And we'll give you another one. So, look at riddle 2.
The faster you run, the harder I am to catch. What am I?
Okay, Womble, how have you got on with the chess?
So it's the same thing as Fabius, right? So it's the knight, the forward knight, the most furthest knight. What those are? A, B, C, D, E. So it's knight. That's the knight at E, or whatever the number is.
Okay.
Over towards the left-hand most pawn. So checking the king. So the king has to move.
No, you can just use a piece to take, the one which puts you in check. So his his king or his knight would just take you if you did that.
I didn't see those two. There we go. That's me out.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult to do without an actual physical chess piece in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the numbers.
So Mary goes, well, what this is about knowing you need to sacrifice sometimes your most powerful piece to win the fight. So queen takes pawn.
Yeah, queen takes pawn.
And then bishop goes to rook 5. Checkmate. Well, I made sure I could do this one, and I could do this one in under a minute before I put it on.
I'm just thinking, in that first move, there's nothing. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so you and so Jordan, what was the answer to the? Can you read the second riddle?
The faster you run, the harder I am to catch. What am I?
Mm-hmm.
And the magic mouth appears again. You're struggling. It's not something you can chase.
It's going to be like your shadow or something weird like that.
I've heard this one before. I know what it is.
What did somebody say?
Breath.
Breath. Yes!
Breath. Yeah.
Well
That makes sense.
well
That makes
done.
sense.
Okay. So, well done. Well, you got one right. That's not great, really, is it? Maybe if you had had your Dragonborn with you, you'd done better. Okay, well, next. And this door here clicks. And you can see the locks unlock themselves.
Brilliant. Can I have a quick run through the door? Check for any traps.
Okay.
So that is a 10.
Okay. Okay. So you don't detect any traps. You had no guidance or anything. So
Yep. Seems safe. I will open the door.
Okay. So that is what you see in front of you.
Okay. Well, that's immediately ominous.
So you see in front of you a corridor. It is 50 foot long. Ceilings are 10 foot high. There are torches on the side here to give illumination. You see in the centre of the hallway, midway between the door, you can see a pit. The pit is 10 foot long. You can't see how deep it is from where you are.
Okay, I'm going to move to the edge of the door, and I'm going to check for physical traps. Not magical ones, just physical, because I wouldn't know magical traps.
No? Okay.
So,
No, that's what you use Arcana skill for, to check for magical traps.
yeah, so I wouldn't know, because I don't have proficiency.
Okay. So you can check for physical traps, so you can move slowly and do that. So that is a investigation roll, please.
Yep.
Guidance.
Guidance.
Because I forgot last time.
That is a 17.
Okay, you could use a guidance to give yourself extra time on these things, these tests as well.
Oh, really?
But you all decided, and you could have helped each other, but you all decided to do individual ones. So there we go.
Oh, well, never mind.
We have learnt. We're adaptive. We're dynamic.
There we go.
People don't pay me to think.
Yeah. Just to stab
But you've got
stuff
the highest
repeatedly.
intelligence modifier, haven't you?
I've got +1.
That's what I've got, yeah.
Yeah, same here.
As the saying goes, adapt, improvise, and overcome.
Oh dear.
Oh, we got through the room, so that's a success to me.
Okay.
We lived. It's good
So,
enough.
You don't see any traps. So as you move down the corridor, do you want to move yourself down?
Yeah, I will move and stop before this
Okay,
pit.
so you see here, could you make a perception roll for me, please?
Yes, I can. Perception, 19.
19. So you see here, there's a pit which is 10 feet down. But you glance up and you see above you there is a pit in the ceiling. It goes about 10 foot high as well. But what you can see with there is there are bits of paper, and there's a pencil, and there is some stones on the ceiling.
Oh, is there any paper, did you say?
Yeah, on the ceiling. Little scraps of paper.
On the ceiling?
On the ceiling, yeah, of the top. So there's a 10-foot pit here, and then there's like the ceiling goes up 10 feet as well, and you see in the top of the ceiling, 10 foot apart where it should be, there are some stones, some pencils, and some bits of paper.
Are they stuck there? They firmly there? Are they?
You can't see. They're out of your.
Have you got your ball bearings with you?
Yes, I do.
Chuck one of them into the pit.
I'll chuck one of them into the pit.
Okay, so you chuck a ball bearing into the pit, and you throw it down, and when the ball bearing gets to about here, it shoots up and bounces onto the ceiling. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, it's a pit which falls up.
Yep.
And
Yep.
the magic mouth appears. Very good. Perhaps you all can work together after all.
So do we need to
Magic
walk
mouth
the
goes
ceiling?
away.
So is this room reversed? Is it? Can I do any investigations in and around this room for magical stuff?
Okay, so make an Arcana roll, please.
Sure. Let me select one ball. Skill check. Arcana. What's the number? Oh, it's a 7. Shit. Oh, sorry. Language.
Well, you can see that these torches are burning. They're not giving out much heat, and they're not giving out any smoke.
Can I go over to one of the torches saying, guys, I think these are magical torches of some sort. I don't know what you guys think, but I think maybe we need to try and flip this room because we're on the ceiling rather than the floor. So I'm going to try and see if I can pull the torch down or up.
Okay, make a
Left
strength
or right?
roll.
Yeah. Strength, where does that falls under S? I can't even see it because I don't even have strength on there. Do you mean athletics?
No, strength roll.
Pure strength. Okay, let me roll a d20. It's an 11.
Okay, so you all guys turn around and see Womble, and he's hanging from this metal torch bracket on the side. You're not quite sure what he's doing, but he's trying to struggle to put it down. He's not budging.
Okay, I've got an idea. Womble, are you trying to just pull the torch off the wall, or do you think it's like a lever, or?
Well, I thought it was a lever. Maybe we should just try and walk up the wall.
Yeah, I was. Has anyone got any rope?
I do.
Okay.
I've got 40 foot of hempen rope.
Okay. Well, this seems like a potentially easy solution. So I'm going to turn to a spider and just tie it around my middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
What, a giant spider?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So, shall we do it?
yes, let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh, we've lost it.
That didn't last long.
Where did that go? Hold it.
You know what? I'm really disappointed in that chess puzzle because I do chess every single day.
Oh, it's all gone dark.
That's because I've just.
Oh, I very rarely play chess.
Yeah. So on this app, I've got a rating of.
Can you see now?
Yes, there we go.
I remember the last time you and me played chess.
Yeah, I ended up very drunk by the end of it.
There you go.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Cool.
Sounds
So,
disgusting.
It's not, the thing is, you're going to have to resize it slightly when you do this because
Yeah.
I can't get them to do it.
okay.
So, a big spider suddenly materializes. You see Dak morph, grow extra legs. His horns dissipate, and fangs come out from his top of his jaw, and he turns into a giant spider.
He's the same color as Fabius. Hair.
So what are you doing?
Okay, someone want to tie the rope around my middle?
Who's the strongest?
Loosely
No,
round the
nice.
middle, if you please.
I will loosely tie a rope around the middle.
Thank you. Right, and just feed it out as I go. And I'm going to walk up onto the wall and just traverse it sideways on the wall.
Okay, could you make a athletics roll, please, but with advantage?
What would that be for a spider?
It
Strength?
would be your strength.
Okay. With advantage, you say?
Yeah.
Go on the right thing. Oh, that's pretty okay. So it's 10 plus 2, 12.
Okay. The sudden change in direction of gravity you find very difficult to cope with, and you fall upwards into the top of the pit.
Oof.
So you
Okay.
fall upwards, and you take 4 points of falling damage.
Okay. Can I climb down?
You can climb down, which is climbing up, so you can do that.
Yeah, and then sort of end up on the ceiling of the
Yep. So
hallway.
you are here. Yep. So move yourself.
Okay.
So you're now on the ceiling there.
Yeah.
Can you make another athletics roll for me, please?
Sure. Just a regular one?
With advantage again, because you've got wall climbing.
Yeah. That's not much better. That's 13.
Okay, well that's what the DC was. So you
Okay.
managed to get down here, and you're on this side here, and you've got the rope round you.
Lovely.
So there's a rather strange thing. You can see the rope from Fabius where you are. The rope is going downwards, and then it goes over this pit area, and then it loops up, and then when it hits where the spider is, it goes downwards again.
Oh, brilliant. This
So it's like a sinusoidal wave.
this crystal ball lamp here, how sturdy is it looking after Womble had a bit of a fiddle with it?
It's looking strong.
I'm going to tie the rope and knot it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything on your side you could tie it to?
Yeah, I'm going to pop back to me, now having the rope round my waist, and I'm going to loop it over the torch on my side.
Brilliant. Now, last time I did this, I vastly overestimated my athletic score.
Well, it's anchored at each end. That should help.
Zach, can you do that thing again that you did to Fabius, where you gave him the weird shining light that helped
Oh, the
him?
guidance. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, I will guidance you.
Ah, brilliant. I will try and crawl across the rope,
Okay.
holding on tight.
Okay. So you're going to try and crawl across the rope, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So you're dangling underneath, and you get. Can you move yourself forward across the rope then?
Yep.
Okay. So could you make a acrobatics or athletics roll for me, please?
Oh, it's definitely acrobatics. That's brilliant. Only plus one on the thing now. So that is 21. 22.
No problem. So you go over it, and then suddenly your legs go pointing. You're holding on, and you're basically look like you're doing a handstand, So you carry on putting yourself across, and then your legs. So your legs are going up into the air, and then you carry on going, and then your legs are on the ground again. You successfully cross.
It's a bit like a pommel horse.
So you've
Brilliant.
made it.
I will put my way across. And I will say, careful of the midpoint. That's when it hits.
Yeah, it's a bit funky. Who wants to go next?
I can if you want.
Yep, guidance, you too.
Right. I assume I'll get to there and have to do an athletics check.
Yep, please. Or acrobatics.
Either the same for me. 19 total.
Not a problem. So you get to the middle, and you're crawling along the rope, and then suddenly you're flipped upside down. But you know what to expect, so you keep going, and then you come through the other side, and then you flip back again, and you're back onto the ground, and that was an interesting experience.
Yep.
Womble.
Womble will mage hand and use it to wrap around himself, kind of through the handle of the duck cage, and follow everyone else's kind of pursuit using the rope.
Okay.
Guidance.
Can you make an athletics or acrobatics roll for me, please?
For Womble, that'll be athletics.
I don't feel about to go fishing for a duck.
It's a 20.
Oh, nice.
Using athletics.
So, okay, Womble, how do you want to do this one then?
Womble, kind of midway through, does a backflip and does a 3-point landing. And then as he kind of looks up very slowly, dramatically, just swears at everyone with the middle finger.
And the duck quacks.
Yeah,
And the duck cracks.
and I feed him a leak.
So Womble is rather fantastically, he skitters along the rope, doing a cartwheel halfway, and managing to keep him so he's upside down but right way round, and then he does a 3-point landing, lands with a duck next to him, and as he hits the ground, the duck quacks, and 2 duck feathers fall down onto the ground.
Wicked. I think that went rather well.
Womble, could you do me a favour? Could you untie the other end of the knot with your magic hand thing?
That's an amazing idea. I will mage hand it over there.
Okay. Can you make a sleight of hand check, please?
Oh, yep, certainly.
Can I give him some pointers as I tied it?
Can you stand
come
behind
then.
me?
Yep.
I need you to stand behind me, Fabius, and kind of,
Guide
one
my
hand
hand.
away.
So
They guide me.
So you get advantage. Yeah, go for it.
Sleight of hand, right?
Sleight of hand check. Yeah.
20.
Oh, he's on fire. So you managed to easily pull it off, and you actually managed to repair a few of the frayed bits at the end as well.
Wow.
You go, my dear.
There we
Oh,
go.
Fabius.
Well done, Womble. Wow.
Yeah, nicely done.
I can show you a thing or two if you want.
Yeah,
mouse
please
appears.
do, Fabius.
The magic mouse appears and goes, well done. That was good teamwork. Like the way you did that.
I
And
will.
what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop there because it's a reasonable place to stop. And hopefully we'll have Davey next week.
Yeah, wicked.
Happy
Makes
with
sense.
that?
I've got to worry
Yeah.
about a 7-foot dragon.
Suddenly it's starting to work. The Waffle Houses are starting to work as a team. Goodness gracious me. Well, wonders never cease.
Oh,
I can't wait to see what happens next.
I love the term waffle houser. It makes us sound like a bunch of Germans.
You know what? That crossed my mind as well.
Yeah.
I feel like we're playing D&D Crystal Maze.
So, at the end of that, the team, the Waffle Houses, as they freshly nicknamed themselves, now they're becoming known as, they have started to work together as a team. First time in their short but illustrious career, they have done so. What is going to be behind the door in front of them? We do not know. We shall find out on the next session of Living Tal'Dorei.